All parties discussed are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This analysis is based on publicly available case status and procedural facts. We do not accuse, we analyze the legal process. And please keep in mind, the content presented in this episode is for informational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available records, filings, and news reports. We are not attorneys, and nothing discussed here should be interpreted as legal advice or factual determination of guilt or innocence. All parties mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please sit back and enjoy the show.
Practice on my YouTube. Yo, it's your boy MO3. Man, we're live. We're going down. I can't say that wet ass shit. Hold up. Yo, what it is, man? It's your boy MO3 live in a Dallas Metro play. And if you tune in, then... Hell no, that shit whack in the bill. Hell no, fuck. Go ahead and try this shit, bitch.
God. On bubble, nigga. 3G4L, nigga. Look. Another state with the game. Got my foot in the sand. Don't mention me in none of your comments. Go pick up your man. Slide and don't say nothing. They go fuck on the bitch. All they know Fat's in jail, but they don't know what he did. Fuck the comments in the post. This is real life. If I ever catch a op, he gon' die that night. Bro be tryna tell me chill. No, I ain't living right. But he know I'm for the smoke, so don't believe the hype. If I got a step, then it is what it is. Balenciaga print. When I drop the little bitch, got it. Walk over him, and we won't say nothing. Fuck getting them touched, bitch, I'ma crush him. That's what I'm
body bags, I'm corrupted by homicide. Stuck in war, I'm just trying to get you dropped in somebody. Telling the gang it's only us, don't let them in. We do it on that. Back 3 on everybody and my friend. So I'm riding with this crime. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner, so I've been putting my trust inside my chopper. It's only us, don't let them in. Do it on our own if we got. Lay in your bushes till the morning if we got to, yeah.
100 pounds, I broke them down, I swear I ran through them. And if a nigga want them problems, we gon' tend to him. I'm in the trenches, relaxed, chillin' with my feet up in my handgun. Niggas just be talking, but ain't saying nothing. I was taught to watch these niggas and keep a pistol. I be damn if I start laying on my nigga, even though I miss him. Niggas acting like bitches, I don't understand them, I don't get them. Got 'em straight out the trenches with some niggas that'll come key. Remember when my granny told me I'm a man now? She seen a nigga go get it without no hand down. I'm a real nigga, hands down. Stay focused, ain't got time to be playing around. That's a spaceship in, I can hear what they saying now. Good cushion, the L, designer symbols all on my belts. Look in the mirror, boy, you good, yeah, I'm just talking to myself. I just be thinking about the hood, like how I came up from there. And we ain't going back, no cost account, I promise, I swear. Yeah, I been going in, early in the morning, stacking up this paper till this shit start getting boring. I kill you, that's warning, my niggas be on it. All the fucking money got these bitches acting horny.
Body bags, I'm corrupted by homicide. Stuck in war, I'm just trying to get you dropped in somebody. Telling the gang it's only us, don't let them in. We do it on that. Taking back 3 on everybody and my friend. So I'm riding with this crime. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner, so I've been putting my trust inside my chopper. It's only us, don't let them in. Do it on our own if we got. Lay in your bushes till the morning if we got to. Yeah. So I've been putting my trust inside my chopper. It's only us, don't let them in. Do it on our own if we got. Lay in your bushes till the morning if we got to, yeah.
Bumper fuckers and suckers. You hear me? Let's motherfucking go, man. These bumper fuckers and suckers, whatever both these said. Man, salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody in the building. That boy was over there speaking that patois, whatever they call that shit, patois, whatever. So he was a motherfucker, wasn't it? That nigga said bubba clot busters and suckers. Salute to MO3, man. I always get a nigga hype, man. 3 got a song for every feeling a nigga got, man. But salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody that's gone, man, that's already showing love, man. Man, look, salute to y'all, man. On my mama, we love y'all, man. On my mama, we love y'all, man. Ain't no cap. Look, you over here on mute. Hold on, let me unmute you.
We love y'all. Thank you.
All right. You know what I'm saying? CB said it the best. CB said it the best, man. But what's happening? Happy Friday, man. We made it. We made it. We made it through another week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know Room 901 is here to give y'all this dope content, man. We got one for the books today, man. This right here is going to be a very interesting one. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many people went live on Detective Eric Barnes. You know what I'm saying? But it's our job, man. It's legal chess. You know what I'm saying? People getting subpoenaed. People got something to do with the trial. Man, we got to put this through the legal chess machine and see how this going to play out. But I ain't going to tell y'all too much. You know what I'm saying? Just sit back. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please, man. Please hit the like button. Let's go ahead and run the lights up so you can put it on your TV. You can get done driving. Whatever you're doing, you can sit back and kick your feet up. Just go on, hit the like button, man. You feel me? We going to be right back with y'all, man. Look, it's Friday. I'm feeling good. I pray and hope that y'all feeling good. So let's turn the fuck up, man, for MO3, man. Let's turn up for MO3. Put the gorillas in the chat, man. Long live MO3. His name will never die. I don't care how many of these other content creators tell me. I get tired of hearing about them. Nigga, it's the MO3 sector. You hear me? Salute to MO3. Long live MO3, man. The reason why we all are here, even if you don't talk about MO3, you wouldn't have no place to go to run your mouth if it weren't for this nigga. So salute to MO3. Hit the like button, man. Turn the fuck up, man. Put the gorillas in the chat, man. Let's go. Y'all cutting up in
Let's go.
Y'all cutting up in this bitch, man. Hold on, man. I couldn't even. I'm down here trying to type thank yous and shit. I forgot about my production, man. Let me take this
Bring
back.
that bitch back. Bring that bitch back.
Man, fuck,
bring that yo back. Our family to cut up. Bring that bitch back. It's Friday. Bring that bitch back.
Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Yeah.
To all the sisters in the building, to all my good sisters and the real niggas, but to all my good sisters, beautiful good sisters that can show love.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Every time I hear that, I think of RoboCop. That's right, baby. That's what you do.
I'm gonna slide on you. I'm just playing.
Don't bring your ass in here.
I'm gonna get ready and slide on your ass. You heard me? Yeah. I'll just play. Let me chill. See, she ain't laughing. She about ready to slide on nigga for real. Let me get her this real quick. My bad.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Every time I hear that, I think of RoboCop. That's right, baby. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Man, we in this bitch, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man, on this beautiful Friday afternoon. You feel me? Man, what a day to be alive, man. You know what I'm saying? God has blessed us, man, with another day. You know what I'm saying? It's a day to be rejoiceful, man. We most definitely gonna be that, man. Before we do anything else, I want to say thank God, man, for all of y'all, for all the support, for everybody to hit the like button, for everybody to share the live, man. Salute to y'all, man. We really are nothing without y'all. On God, on gang, we really ain't nothing without you. I got $5 on CD. That ain't smart money on CB because I ain't fucking with it. I ain't lying to her. I ain't fucking with it. Be sliced and diced around this bitch. You feel me? Be sliced and diced around this bitch, man. I ain't messing with CB. Shit. I got me a crazy one to keep me in check, dog. You hear me? I got me a crazy one to keep me in check, man. But how y'all doing, man? How's everybody doing, man? Before we just bust y'all over the head with some content, man, how is everybody doing? Baby, how you doing? Chat, how y'all doing? Shout out to the set. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the generals and the generates, man, that hold it down the fort in the chat, man. Look, y'all know the vibe. Y'all know the vibe over here, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch the chat. I don't police the chat. That's why y'all are blue. You know what I'm saying? They get out of line, quick little 5 minutes. They come back, get out of line, get them out here for 24 hours. You hear me? We keep the vibe grown, mature over here, man. Should nobody be getting trolled? Should nobody be over here getting disrespected? Even if you disagree, we can disagree like adults. Anything outside of that, man, you might be up out of here. But don't block nobody. Let me do the blocking. You know what I'm saying? Let me do the blocking. Just 5 minutes for the first warning, 24 hours after that. Moderators don't even question nobody. Don't question another moderator. If they do it, let it stick. You feel me? Let it stick, man. You hear me? Don't win. Why you do that? Why? If they did it, hey, it's a go. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the building, though, baby. How you feeling, baby? How you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored. The Lord allowed me to see February 20th, 2020. So I will forever celebrate. So I am blessed and highly favored over here, baby. How you doing? How you feeling?
Man, I'm chilling like a villain up under the ceiling. You
I
feel me?
know
I'm
that's
feeling
right.
good, man. You know what I'm saying? Always is a blessing to be amongst the family. Always be a blessing to come, man, with this content, man. You know what I'm saying? I think people be having us wrong. I think people think we cover this Mo3 situation because we trying to be the biggest bloggers in all of YouTube. Nah, man.
No, not at
This
all.
is a,
Not at
this is something that we really bond doing. Like, this is a bonded moment for us.
all.
Like, you love Mo3 from your standpoint. I'm most definitely is a fan of Mo3, and we love this Mo3 content. So
For sure.
if I could do this every day with my woman, I most definitely would, man, and have fun doing it, man. This is something that we really bond doing, man. Other than that, man, we just be chilling, dog. We just be chilling. But
For
salute to
sure.
man 704
Let's go,
Chino,
Chino.
man, for that $5, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cutting up on that gold, man. Y'all is cutting up on that gold, man. Salute to
Let's go,
everybody.
Chino.
They have showed love, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, and if you love ain't always monetary. You know what I'm
For
saying? The
sure.
like button is free. You feel me? The like button is most definitely free, man. Your positive energy, your positive vibes is most definitely free and it's most definitely valued, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything is plenty, man. Even if it's like $5, $100, or just you with a smile on your face while you in this chat enjoying our content, man, that means a lot to us as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. But let's go,
Look
man.
at Adam.
What do you say?
He said, hold
Let's
on,
go.
Josh. Run that song back.
Shit, let's get it, man. Hey, look, he put the money on it. Let's get that bitch one more motherfucking time, man. Let's go.
Create
Turn up,
another
gang.
goal, baby. Create another
All
goal.
right, let's go. Turn up in this bitch.
That's
You know
my
what I'm saying?
shit.
Man, she said, let's jam. It's Friday. I got to pull it up, man. Hey, it's a dollar
They
sign
want to
attached
party
to it,
with us
y'all.
today, baby. This content finna be good, baby. This content finna be good. Y'all done got me good and turned. I don't drink no more. Baby, I'm just turned off of good vibes, good energy.
Let's go, baby. As you should.
Yes, let's go, family.
Hold on. There's a lot going on, baby. Highlight the comments for me.
I got you, baby. Thank you, Copper Sunshine, for your contribution of $9.99
Thank you, Sunshine.
for $10. Thank you, baby.
Shout out to my good sisters down
Let's
there, man.
go.
Always holding us down, man.
Thank you.
Let me pull this up.
They got me turned up in this bitch today. This gonna be some good ass content. I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna give my all. I'm gonna slide in this motherfucker.
All right, don't slide on me. You know what I'm saying? Just don't slide on me. You feel me? Hold on, let me pull this up. Let me share the screen.
Here we go.
You know
Let's get it. Let's get it, family. Let's get it. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit that like button. You hear me? Hit that like button. It is free. Thank y'all for y'all good energy and support. Greatly appreciated over here at Room 901 for sure. Real talk.
Up in this motherfucker. Y'all got me turned. Super lit in this bitch.
Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Don't get knocked off though. Yeah. Yes. Let's get it. Can y'all hear me, family? Can y'all hear me?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking.
I don't know what Josh got going on. You on mute, baby. Baby, you is on mute. You on mute. Get your shit together, boo.
I was back here turn the fuck up, man. Let's go, Adam. You stay trying to slide on the nigga, man. Look. Talking about Josh, you my dog. But see me slid on Josh for the song. Hey, let's go, man. I ain't mad at it, man. Appreciate that, guy. We most definitely appreciate that, man. We heard y'all. We heard, man. Look, we didn't spend the 30-minute intro turning up with each other. So y'all forgive me if I don't do the shout outs, because that means we're gonna be an hour in the show by the time I get in it, man. So look, forgive me. But we just turned up, man. We just turned the fuck up, you know what I'm saying, for the first 30 minutes of the show, as we should, man. Because like I said, it's always a pleasure, always a blessing, man, to be amongst some real ones, man, like y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? So to the ladies in the chat, including the love of my life, you know what I'm saying? This one for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the real niggas in the building as well, man. But to the ladies, let's go.
That's right, baby. That's what you do. Every time I hear it, I think of RoboCop. That's right, baby. That's what you do.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
That's
indeed.
what y'all do, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't nothing without our black women, man. I'm gonna have to get a snippet, man, for the fellas too, man. Don't worry about it. Next show, I will have a little snippet or something for the fellas too, man, to hold us down as well, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get it, man. Let's get it. Without any further ado, Willis, what's up, my guy? Salute to everybody in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Once again, before we get into the show, y'all, family, tomorrow is the Saturday kickback night over on Twitch. All right, because y'all show so much love, man. Because I always love being amongst y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I say I'm gonna start doing movie nights at least once a month. So we bring a movie night back. This time I own the movie. All right. I did a poll earlier. It's a landslide. It's a landslide. It was between Goonside, the Yellow Beezy movie, or MO3 Hip Hop Homicide. I own both of them. You know what I'm saying? I own both. I bought both of them. I own both of them. So the ads and stuff, you won't have to worry about besides the Twitch ads. Now, if you want to bypass the Twitch ads, y'all go and grab y'all a subscription over there or whatever the case may be. But tomorrow, I say around 7 o'clock. Tomorrow around 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, we will be watching Mo3 Hip Hop Homicide on Twitch tomorrow, y'all. So the Twitch link is at the top of the chat. Moderators, can y'all please make sure that y'all put my Twitch link in the chat, and when you drop it, let them know that we will be watching Mo3 Hip Hop Homicides tomorrow. For anybody that may come in late, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know I will be live tomorrow before we make it over to Twitch, you know what I'm saying? So we'll just transition over there as a whole gang, you feel me? But tomorrow, Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m., you know what I'm saying? We will be watching Mo3 Hip Hop Homicide over on Twitch, man. So y'all go ahead and subscribe to the Twitch, man. We will be over there tomorrow, man. Not too much, no content. I might drop the link out there, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have questions, a lot of things they might want to say. So while we watching the movie, take your notes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever points you want, and we'll drop the link after the Hip Hop Homicides, and we can chop it up for like 30 minutes or an hour or so before we get up out of there, all right? Other than that, it's like the only announcement that I have, baby. You got anything you want to tell the people?
No. Just thank you for your support, and I'm just ready to get into the show. You know what I'm saying? Give them what they're looking for.
I will go and bring us in because I gotta pull this video back up. So
Okay.
go and bring us in, baby. Go and bring us in.
Salute to everyone in the building. Once again, if you have not hit the like button, make sure you tap that like button. You know, if you haven't shared the live, share the live. Let them know. Room 901, hey, they over there live with their fire-ass content, okay? Today, we have Mo3 Legal Chess, episode number 27, Detective Eric Barnes, the evidence interpreter, and the Feud timeline strategy. Can y'all believe that we are on episode 27 of Legal Chess? That is what you call consistency, okay? We are on number 27 of Legal Chess. That is what you call consistency. If you stay down, you will come up. If you stay focused on your own paper, focused on your own content, you can do it too, okay? So salute for the consistency, and salute to all of our supporters. Again, to reiterate, we would not be anything without y'all, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Y'all that's what it is.
And salute to Crystal, man, for that $4.99, man, helping us get one step closer to our second goal, man. They already wiped the first goal out the goddamn building. I'm talking about they wiped that motherfucker out the building. They said, nah, nigga, they went over with, man. So salute to Crystal for getting us one step closer to our goal. And also, man, salute to everybody over there showing love on Twitch, man. Y'all are never forgotten, man. And salute to everybody that showed love throughout the intro, man. You know what I'm saying? I know I was typing in the chat, but from my voice to y'all, man, we really appreciate y'all, man. And on my mama, I love y'all, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Love is what love does, man. And y'all keep showing love, man. And we're gonna keep giving y'all this grade A content, man. But let's go, baby.
All right. So first, y'all, to bring the episode in, let's get straight to the content. Let's read up on Detective Eric Barnes. Y'all want to do that? Let's read up on him, all right? Let's go to read up on him and see what Detective Eric Barnes is about. We're waiting on it to pull up, and we're going to read a little bit about him.
All right. I might have to read it. You know what I'm saying? We had to go to Facebook to get a little bio. You know what I'm saying? For those that might not know, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody that's been here since day one, we have heard about Detective Barnes. You know what I'm saying? Some of us maybe even know about Detective Barnes. But for those that may not know, you know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all a little brief bio. Not too much reading, just a little brief bio. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading over here from the right. This is from Facebook. You know what I'm saying? This is from the Southern Eastern the Southeastern. I said Southern Eastern. The Southeastern Homicide Investigators Association. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, man. You know what I'm saying? Detective Eric Barnes has been with the Dallas Police Department. This is from January 9th, 2025. So this will be a year up now. So Detective Eric Barnes has been with the Dallas Police Department for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? 20 years. And has been a detective with the Department Homicide Unit for 14 years. As a homicide detective, he has conducted hundreds of death investigations to include natural deaths, suicides, overdoses, accidental deaths, and murder. Some of his investigations have been broadcast on Discovery ID, First 48, Snapped, and Dateline, and is currently a criminal analysis on analyst for the Law and Crime Network. One of my favorite channels, man. Salute to the Law and Crime Network. You know what I'm saying? He is assigned to the Texoma HIDTA/Texas Anti-Gang Center as a task force officer with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive Violent Crimes Group. You know what I'm saying? That's the feds right there. You know, and basically ATF. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that is.
Texoma is Grayson County, so you have like Denison, Sherman, Bonham, things like that. So he wore many hats. But go ahead.
Yeah, he currently conducts state and federal investigations on criminal organizations who use firearms to engage in narcotics trafficking and violent criminal activity. Over the past 7 years, Detective Barnes have trained hundreds of law enforcement officers on the topics of basic investigations, homicide investigations, interrogation techniques, and civil rights and ethics. Detective Barnes provides training locally and abroad to state and federal agencies, emphasizing advanced techniques of both reactive/proactive police response to violent crimes. Let's go. In other words, y'all, he ain't nothing to play with. All right. In other words, he ain't nothing to fuck around with. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Detective Barnes. We don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? We are just covering the case. Everything we say in this live is allegedly. You know what I'm saying? We are not. Matter of fact, let me do the one better. Fuck it. Let me do on one better because I ain't got time. Hold on. Let me do on one better. Let me play baby. Let's go, baby.
All parties discussed are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This analysis is based on publicly available case status and procedural facts. We do not accuse, we analyze the legal process. And please keep in mind, the content presented in this episode is for informational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available records, filings, and news reports. We are not attorneys, and nothing discussed here should be interpreted as legal advice or factual determination of guilt or innocence. All parties mentioned are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please sit back and enjoy the show. All right, so we read a little bit of Detective Barnes' bio. You know what I'm saying? We got to see a little bit what he's about. We're going to get into it, right? First, we read the bio. Now, we're about to watch a law and crime video and hear out of Detective Barnes' mouth some of what he got going on. So sit back, listen closely. If you got your pen and your pad,
well,
go ahead.
No, most definitely, man. Grab your pad, grab your pen, because CB and Josh about to go the fuck in. But this is not a video about what he's about. All right, let me. Yeah. Let me do this part of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so boom. We read the bio, right? We read about who he is, his expertise, his experience, and basically he ain't nothing to fuck with, right? So y'all also heard them say that he's an analyst on the Law and Crime Network, right? So unfortunately, I couldn't find none of his analyzation of this particular case, but he did make an appearance on the Law and Crime Network during the height of the Big U situation. And when we watch this, I'm pretty sure Mahaya pulled this up before, and other people in the sector have ran this footage before. So we're about to get inside the mind of Detective Barnes before we break everything down, before we really bring into the show the Legal Chess episode. Let's see how Detective Barnes think. Now, pay attention to some of these questions and some of the answers that he give, because you can relate these things back to the Yellow Beezy and MO3 situation, a MO3 trial. You know what I'm saying? So we about to try our best to get inside the mind of Detective Eric Barnes. You know what I'm saying? So let's peep it. You know what I'm saying? Let's play it. Let's play it. Peep gang, family. Peep gang. Let me know if the audio good, baby.
April 8th.
There's so many allegations laid out in this indictment. Let's bring on Detective Eric Barnes. Eric, it's always great to see you. Now, I do want to mention to our viewers, you don't have involvement in the case, but I got to know, what's your reaction to the indictment against Big U? He's accused of murder, running a mafia-like enterprise, and that's just kind of scratching the surface.
There are so many details to unpack in this indictment. Very well written, very well laid out, and definitely when you read the indictment, it definitely gives you a different picture than, what Big U has displayed over social media and across the media networks.
Yeah, and it feels that way too, especially because it seemed like he was doing so much good. Like, he had the youth programs, the food drives, the mentorship. But according to the feds, on the flip side, he was still involved in, the life. What do you make of just kind of this double life that the feds allege that Big U was doing?
Well, it's been seen sometimes that people have a hard time cutting ties with some old friends and maybe even old habits that may drag them back into that lifestyle. Now, what remains to be seen is, how these alleged crimes connect back to other individuals from his community. But I think that there is so many details that you have to. It's definitely worth to look and just to say that maybe there's more going on than what he wanted to admit.
Yeah. And, one of the things that kind of stands out in the indictment, amongst like other things, is just kind of this fear that he allegedly invoked on people in Los Angeles, like requiring people to check in with him for protection, or even these relationships that he had with like celebrities, athletes, and rappers. But then at the same time is accused of embezzling their money, including from big names like Draymond Green and Shaq. But what do you make of just, him using these relationships to kind of prop himself up, but at the same time kind of pull a double side and just kind of allegedly embezzle from them too?
I think, everything is so close knit in the world of entertainment between.
My grandma had a really unusual name, Jacinta.
Gotta add, family, gotta add. But pay attention to how Detective Barnes answers these questions.
Between rap icons and music legends and also sports icons. You hear often that, rappers all want to play sports and professional athletes all want to be rappers. So I think it's all one and the same when you look in, the entertainment world, because, the money that you make gives you access to different types of people. And, some of those individuals, they still have ties to the criminal world. It's going to eventually show itself.
And do you think that he may have pulled the wool over their heads by kind of, acting like their friend, but at the same time, allegedly pocketing their money?
The first thing that I thought about when I read the indictment was, they mentioned all these other gang members that he was associated with. And, the entertainment check is not going to be enough to support all of those people. So, if they're going to be part of the entourage, he has to find a way for them to eat. And for what it sounds like, it was criminal activity.
Y'all listen close. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's talking about Big U, but we're going to take it from Big U and we just going to listen to him, and we're going to try our best to relate this to Yellow Beezy and even GRC. And we'll tell y'all why when we get into the show.
And to, run an alleged RICO enterprise, or what the indictment says, the Big U enterprise, obviously you're going to need a lot of people, and a lot of people that you may have known from the old life, a lot of people that you just feel more comfortable kind of, sharing more details of your life to them. But what do you make of just kind of what the feds are alleging as far as just the organization of this alleged enterprise, and just the fact that, a lot of people are also swept up in this indictment too, not just Big U?
In terms of just sheer power, they always say there's strength in numbers. But I think in terms of committing crimes, that also plays against you. There's more eyes, more ears, and more mouths that are involved in the business of whatever big U enterprise may be. And now when you talk about RICO indictments, that means everybody that's part of the indictment is liable for every single charge that is in that indictment. So if the lower hanging fruit or the guys that had maybe the least amount of criminal culpability, now those guys are in a position where they have to do what's best for themselves.
Yeah. And
Now picture that, right? Now picture if you Devin Brown. You know what I'm saying? We know that all salute to my boy DJ, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute my boy DJ for that $10 like my boy MHB. Let's go, DJ, man. Salute to DJ. Drop your link in the chat too, guy. You know what I'm saying? But real quick. So imagine, because he just told y'all, man, even in the RICO, you know what I'm saying? Everybody get hit with kind of like the same thing. So the niggas, the lesser hanging fruit, you know what I'm saying, be in a position where like, look, do I take the fall for this whole thing, or do I just, you know what I'm saying, start talking basically? So imagine if you Devin Brown in this MO3 situation, all of them are indicted for the same thing, even though Devin Brown had like a lesser role in it. They still indicted him as if he shot him or if he put the money up. They all are indicted for murder for hire with remuneration. You know what I'm saying? And again, strategy, because now Devin Brown got to think like, look, man, do I look out for myself? You know what I'm saying? Nigga like Jared Johnson, man. Do I look out for myself? Because I didn't shoot him or I didn't pay to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, that's how it works. Let's go. It's gonna get more interesting. Let's get it.
Speaking of that, when you're having an indictment of this sort, it seems like, the feds are going to need witnesses or cooperating witnesses, excuse me. What are your thoughts on potential informants that may have been, in that organization potentially?
Anytime that a RICO indictment comes up, you have to have information from the inside at some point, and it could come from different sources. It doesn't necessarily have to be an informant that's mentioned in an indictment. It could be someone that they've dealt with in the past that's renounced the gang lifestyle, but they definitely have to have someone from the inside or someone that was in the inside at one point to kind of give insight into what was really going on.
Yeah, and I'm sure, when the feds come knocking and they're asking what happened when.
Yeah, I heard that. You know what I'm saying? It could be a nigga that's in the gang, a nigga that's out of the gang, that no longer rep the gang. They can give insight. That's one of their tactics, to seek them people out. Jose Bodega, maybe. Jerry Johnson, maybe. Whoever this star witness is, maybe. Let's go.
And you're facing what could be the rest of your life in prison. And I feel like it might be easy to understand why it might have been easy for, witnesses to kind of come forth and explain why this happened or what happened when, to kind of piece together more for investigators. But, I can't emphasize enough how this indictment kind of reads like a TV show or a movie, and there's so many allegations in it. But I want to talk to you about the murder of one of the rappers that was signed to Big U's music label. Now, Big U is accused of murdering him seemingly over a diss track. He allegedly took the body out to the desert, disposed of him, then allegedly threatened witnesses not to talk about the rapper's murder. Now, the rapper wasn't named in the indictment. We only know the initials being RW. But what do you make of just, him? And this was back in 2021, but what do you make just of the allegation of the murder in retaliation for this diss track? That, it's just so much that I just can't emphasize enough. It's a lot. But what do you make of it?
Well, murder is one of the predicate offenses that the Department of Justice allows you to use whenever you're indicting someone for RICO. And I think, the murder itself is, the highest charge. Is the, in terms of most civilian eyesight, it's the worst crime that could be committed. And so when you talk about someone losing their life and inside a structure, inside an organization, and the person that is allegedly responsible for it is the top guy, it just goes as to show that this is why these organizations can't exist. You're basically untouchable within that organization because out of fear, no one else wants to be next. And so I think that with indicting so many people, prosecutors will probably get more details on that murder if indeed it did occur.
And do you think that's why it took so long? This murder happened back in 2021. Do you think that's why it took so long for the indictment to come down? It's 2025 now. If they had enough back in 2021 or 2022, even 2023, why not,
Where we heard that from? Mo3 was unalived in 2020. They didn't indict Yellow Beezy until 2025. You hear a lot of people saying, if they know for a fact he did, they got all this on Yellow Beezy. Why take so long? So let's hear what Detective Barnes got to say to this question she just asked him. It's similar to what I just said.
Arrest him for murder and then continue to build the RICO case. Why wait until 2025? Is it just so that way all the ducks were in a row for them to bring these charges against him? Is it because they may have feared he may have fled? What are your thoughts on just why it took so long for them to bring about this murder charge too?
I think definitely with cases like this, because they are complex in the nature, someone that's cooperating today may not be cooperating tomorrow. And then as an investigator, you have to go back and prove the information that you get. You have to go back and corroborate it and make sure that someone's not just telling you something because it's in their benefit today. You have to actually go and find facts to support this information. And I think that when you work with when you're working on dismantling a close-knit organization, people don't want to talk about those things. One, out of fear that they may be involved and may catch a charge involved with it, but also the repercussions that may take place out in the neighborhood.
Yeah, those repercussions, including the check-in, including, there being consequences if you don't check in. If you believe what the feds are alleging in this allegations, I can understand why, a lot of people may have been fearful of Big U and just what could happen to them as a result of everything. And he's facing a lot of time behind bars now, possibly up to life in prison. But he claims he's innocent. He made those statements in a video as he was turning himself in. What are your thoughts on just, Big U claiming he's innocent, but, this is a lot of allegations and this is from the federal authorities. What are your thoughts?
Detective Barnes, what do you think about Yellow Beezy posting he ain't worried? And what do you think about people like Keywan White on YouTube saying that he's innocent, even though there's tons of evidence against them and they can be facing life in prison? Talk to us, Detective.
I watched a press conference and it seemed that the assistant United States attorney was very passionate and very convicting, in terms of his beliefs about the indictment. So that would lead me to believe from an outside perspective that they have some very solid evidence, enough that, they're willing to disclose so much. And I was really surprised that Big U went live on his way to jail. I think that at this point, as in most situations, there's nothing he can say across social media that's going to help him fight his case. If anything, I think it gave credence to the fact that, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And I was surprised by that.
Yeah, me too. And then I thought maybe he just wanted to give reassurance to the kids that he had helped, along the way too, to maybe.
All right, we'll stop it right there because they're going to get into the children, all that stuff. So, boom, to the best of our ability, y'all, to the best of our ability, you know what I'm saying? We just dove into the surface level, man, because I doubt if he gave everything that, you know what I'm saying, all his tactics and all of that, you know what I'm saying, put that on TV like that. And plus, he's talking about a case that he's looking at from afar. So I'm pretty sure if they when they talk to him about the Yellow Beezy trial, or when we hear from him about the Yellow Beezy trial, he'll have way more information. You know what I'm saying? And we're about to tell y'all why he will have way more information. So welcome to Legal Chess, episode 27. This is Detective Barnes. You know what I'm saying? The evidence interpreter and the Feud timeline strategy. And y'all see the ticker across the bottom. Is he the man with the plan? Is Detective Barnes the man with the plan? Is this one person that we slept on, or what? We about to break it all down to y'all, man. Grab your pad, grab your pen, because CB and Josh about to go to fuck in, man. Let's go, baby.
All right. So let's start here, right? On the screen is what you see. It is the official subpoena for what? From Dallas Police Department, custodian of records, Detective Eric Barnes. They asked him to see the attachment. Please attach a business records affidavit and contact defense investigator Marissa Wallace when ready for delivery. All right, this is coming from Yellow Beezy's side, okay? Yellow Beezy's side is basically saying, hey, what records do you hold? We need them. Not only that, the state has called Detective Barnes as well. We just showing y'all from the defense side. So pay close attention. Y'all can see it's stamped by the clerk at the bottom. So this is real here. No faking. Detective Barnes is subpoenaed to come to court and produce some records. All right.
He's subpoenaed in this one on behalf of Yellow Beezy.
Correct.
Let's go.
All right. So with that being said, let me show y'all something else, okay? Bear with me. I'm going to show y'all something else. Let me take this down, and I'm going to show y'all this. All right.
Y'all get the likes up for us, gang. Please get the likes up for us. Please.
All right. So right here, as you can see, State of Texas versus Marquise Conway, capital murder. This is disclosure of state experts. We have 1 through 5. Right here, we have some experts that's supposed to be coming in. As we get to page 2 of this document is able to be found on the docket when you go to the Dallas County Portal website. If you go to number 8, you can see clearly it says Detective E. Barnes, number 8854, ATF, Dallas Police Department, 1400 Botham Jean Boulevard, Dallas, Texas, 75125. So, what does that mean, family? This part comes from where?
The states.
The states.
So, boom. Hold on, baby. So, you on one hand, you got Yellow Bees is subpoenaing Detective Eric Barnes as the custodian of records for Dallas County, right? And they want him to bring all the investigations, everything that was involved into the investigation of MO3. So they subpoena him to court. Then on the state side, he's not being subpoenaed, but he will be in court representing the state as an expert, a gang unit expert.
Correct.
So he could possibly be taking a stand on behalf of Yellow Beezy and on behalf of the state. You know what you're telling me?
Many hats, and we will soon see. He wears many, many hats.
Okay. So let's break this down, man. Let's break this down. Hit the like button, family. Can we please get the likes up to 200? Please. Thank y'all.
All right, let's get into it. What your documents prove on paper about Detective Eric Barnes' role? Here we go. A. Barnes is being positioned as a state expert. In the state's disclosure of state's experts, Keywan White, Devin, Marquise Conway, aka Yellow Beezy. The prosecution lists Detective E. Barnes, number 8854 ATF, as one of the experts they may call. Why that matters? That listing tells you the state isn't just calling Barnes as a guy who did a thing. They're reserving the right to use him as a specialized witness. Often, gang intelligence, patterns, organization structure, how crews operate, how retaliation/paid hits work, how communications happen, how evidence gets collected in long-term investigations, etc. The document doesn't spell out his opinions, but the ATF tag and expert designation is the clue to how they want him framed.
Let's go. So all the information that we read about, his background, the insight that he gave us, they would most definitely make him an expert. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely make him an expert, and they're gonna use him. But we're gonna dive into how they're gonna use him a little bit further in the show as we go along.
B. Barnes is also being treated as a custodian of records, and defense is pulling the whole vault. The subpoena is huge for legal chess. It commands the Dallas Police Department custodian of records, Detective Eric Barnes, to appear as a defense witness in State versus Marquise Conway, capital murder remuneration, and produce records. And the attachment asks for 1. Entire case file pertaining to the homicide investigation of Melvin Noble, MO3, including reports, notes, transcripts, audio and video interviews, and file cover materials. 2. Confidential witness interviews and cooperation agreements, oral or written, with names, sensitive info redacted. Why does this matter? It matters because even if Barnes doesn't personally own every piece of the MO3 file, the defense is aiming at the record keeper / gatekeeper, the person they can compel to authenticate what exists, what doesn't, what was produced, and what was withheld or delayed. That's two different Barnes roles: state expert, prosecution-friendly framing; custodian and file control witness, defense-friendly pressure point. That's dual role dynamic is exactly the kind of trial tension that creates legal chess moments.
Oh man. Oh man, this gonna be a goodie, y'all. This is gonna be a goodie. It's gonna be a good one, man. Hit the like button though. Hit the like button, man. Let's get them likes up. Let's go. Let's go.
2, how the state could use Detective Barnes in the MO3 trials. Keywan, Yella, and Devin. Lane 1, expert witness, to connect the dots without calling 20 street witnesses. The prosecution's goal in a complex conspiracy-style homicide is usually make the story easy, reduce weak links, scared witnesses, impeachable cooperators, give juries a framework for why the evidence means what it means.
Let's go. This is how the state can be using him, y'all.
Barnes, as an expert, can help the state explain crew structure and long-term context. Who associates with who? How the crews moved? How violence and retaliation works in general? Translate raw evidence into meaning, patterns in communications, meetups, movements, and behavior that jurors don't automatically understand. Provide the why it makes sense narrative that bridges gaps between digital forensics and phone evidence, surveillance, informant info, and the final act, MO3's murder. Legal chess move: the state can front load Barnes early to teach the jury how to read the evidence, then later drop the hard proof, records, video, phone data, shell casings, etc., so it lands harder.
So boom, this is his interpreter role. He wear many hats. But in his trial, as far as we know, he only probably wearing at least about 2 of them: the interpreter and the custodian of records. One side is on the state side, which is the interpreter side, break down the evidence to the jury. Then the custodian on Yellow Bees' side tell us what's all in this investigation, what was left out, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop.
Lane 2, Barnes as the organizer witness, timeline and investigation backbone. If Barnes was involved across years, our context, the state can use him to lay out how the investigation developed, explain why certain warrants and subpoenas were pursued, authenticate investigative steps, what was obtained when, from whom, how it was preserved. This is especially useful if the prosecution wants to show the murder was not random, but tied to an ongoing conflict.
Now pause before you move to the other one. Because we all know the Detective Barnes, right? According to what we've been hearing, y'all, but based on what we've been hearing, Detective Barnes have been watching all of Detective Barnes and the ATF, Dallas Police Department, whoever you want to call on. You know what I'm saying? They all have been watching all these fellas. MO3 and his crew, Yellow Bees and his crew, Trap Boy Fred and his crew, so on and so forth. He's been watching them for roughly since 2014. Or we'll say 10 years, just to be fair. 10 years plus, he been watching them. You know what I'm saying? So he would most definitely know about all these things.
What's good, Stop 6?
What's up, Rudy G? What's up, big homie?
All right. Lane 3, Barnes as a custodian of records, foundation witness, business records, and chain. In trials like this, the state often needs clean foundation witnesses so evidence comes in smoothly. Jail calls, phone records, extraction reports, reports and notes, chain of custody. If Barnes is the custodian of supervisory file authority, the state may try to use him to authenticate existence of records, how they're kept, that they were made and kept in the ordinary course, and that they weren't altered. But the defense subpoena we uploaded shows defense also understands Barnes is a gateway in the file.
Let's go, because he know everything.
All right. Let's get to number 3. How the defense could use Barnes and why they subpoena custodians. What is the defense goal? Number 1, limit gang and crew narrative. Rule 403/404B style pressure. If Barnes is framed as a gang expert / task force type witness, the defense will often argue, this is character evidence. This is guilt by association. This is more prejudicial than probative. Or did you say that was probative, baby?
It don't matter. Probative.
Okay. Legal chess move. Foul motions 2. Restrict Barnes scope. No labeling defendants as gang members. No, this crew does not X conclusions. Force the state to specify opinions and bases so the defense can attack methodology. Require the court to gatekeep what is expert versus what is speculation.
Let's go. This is what the defense trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Before they use them, this is what the defense is trying to do.
All right. Defense goal number 2, impeach the investigation itself. The subpoena request for the entire MO3 case file and confidential and cooperation material screams a defense strategy. Show me every statement, every deal, every informant angle, every inconsistency. That's classic setup for Brady and Giglio fights, exculpatory impeachment material, exposing informant incentives, highlighting inconsistent witness statements, and accusing investigators of tunnel vision. The subpoena attachment explicitly targets confidential interviews and cooperation agreements.
So basically, they want everything involved, the defense, Yellow Bees in them. They want everything involved in this investigation. And if something wasn't done right, if there was somebody who was once investigated, no longer investigated, whatever it may be, if something wasn't done right, they want it and they want to expose it.
Defense goal number 3, exploit gaps, missing items, late disclosures, redactions. Because the subpoena contemplates redactions in a business record affidavit, the defense can pivot into what exactly was redacted and why. Who decided what to redact? What exists that we still haven't seen? When did you learn X and when did you document it? That becomes powerful if there were discovery dumps, late witness flips, evolving theories.
Let's go. Basically what I just ran down to y'all. They want it, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna hope that the investigation was proper. We gonna hope and pray that the investigation was legit. You know what I'm saying? Me assuming that they know how this stuff works, I'm pretty sure they done everything right, but yet Yellow Beezy, Toby Shook, he want it. And like I said, if there's anything in there not done right, they will exploit it to Yellow Beezy's benefit.
Defense goal number 4, turn Barnes into their witness. This is the sneaky chess. Defense can call Barnes not to help the state, but to force answers like, you had intel for years, so why didn't you arrest sooner? If your crew theory was solid, why do you need cooperators now? How many leads did you discard? Did you ever document alternative suspects and shooters? What evidence didn't match your theory? Even if Barnes answers, well, the defense objective is to plant doubt, investigation does not equal the truth.
And that's important. Just because we investigated something, that we got a right to come off of whatever we was investigating. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Number 4, the double-edged sword. Problem for the state with Barnes. Barnes being both a state-designated expert and a custodian / record controller that defense is actively targeting creates risk. If Barnes goes heavy on crew / gang context, defense will argue bias and tunnel vision, and you already believed the story before the evidence even confirmed it.
Let's go.
If Barnes goes heavy on case files and records, the defense will push. So you control the file, the narrative, and the evidence flow? How convenient. The legal chess reality, the state may try to keep Barnes tight, clean, clinical, foundation, and limited expert context so he doesn't become a lightning rod.
Similar to how we predicted that they would use Tri-Boy Freddy. You ain't got to say too much, you know what I'm saying? But yet, say what you need to say. Because anything you say, the cross-examination, we'll try to exploit it.
So, how his testimony could actually play out in court. Number 5, these are likely sequences, right? Scenario A, state uses Barnes early, teach, then prove. Number 1, Barnes explains investigation context, very limited. Number 2, then state rolls in digital forensics, phone evidence, jail calls, and surveillance. Number 3, Barnes returns later to connect a small dot, authenticate or interpret. Defense response, motions to limit scope, and aggressive cross on assumptions.
Let's go. That's why they want to limit him. You know what I'm saying? Don't do too much assuming. Just give us your expert analysis and your expertise when it comes to the facts. Don't do too much assuming, because that's going to be their loophole. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, the defense ain't got to tell the truth. Like CB always tell us, the burden of truth is on the state. The
Correct.
defense just got to poke holes in whatever story that hit their oath or hit their stand. My bad.
Scenario B, state uses Barnes late, wrap it up witness. After jurors already heard the hard evidence, Barnes is used to bundle it into one coherent storyline. Defense response, he's just summarizing, vouching, doing narrative advocacy. Scenario C, defense calls Barnes first. This is rare, but it's possible if they want to file fight in front of the jury. Defense uses Barnes to expose missing materials, inconsistent statements, informant and cooperator benefits, investigative blind spots. What is the state's response? Rehabilitates Barnes. Argue defense is confusing paperwork issues with guilt and innocence.
Let's go. Because, again, hey, he got a right to investigate and come off of his investigations. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's paperwork issues that ain't got nothing to do with whether Yellow Bees is guilty or innocent.
I just feel like when you look at it, right, just to kind of, sum this part of the show up, right? When you look at it, if I was to look at it from an angle, and we have expert versus custodian, because we know he's playing two different roles, right? His job here, one is an expert, one is the custodian of records, right? I look at that like power and vulnerability, right? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Barnes is valuable because he can explain and authenticate, right? But those same roles make him attackable. So, for instance, they can be like, he's biased, or like they said, he only had tunnel vision, or how was he controlling the files? You know what I'm saying? Who decided to redact this? Who decided to redact that? Or his reliance on cooperators. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What part of the investigation did you rely solely on what certain cooperators were saying? And then from my angle too, right? The subpoena is basically the open the MO3 vault. When Yellow Beezy's defense team came with that subpoena, that's basically what they were saying to Detective Barnes. Say, open this MO3 vault. You know what I'm saying? Because that request isn't random. Because it targets certain things like everything generated in the homicide investigation, the confidential interviews, you know what I'm saying? Cooperation agreements, the who got the deal ecosystem, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just feel like that's the chessboard. And if the defense finds even one major inconsistency, it can ripple, you know what I'm saying, across the whole state theory, right?
And they also trying to see, did you even investigate anybody besides Yellow Beezy?
Correct.
And if you did, what made you stop? Like, they want the whole theory of the investigation.
Correct. And then I had one more angle just that I thought about, right? So if Barnes testifies as an expert, we can expect battles on what he's allowed to call a gang or a crew. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That has happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And whether he can connect defendants through associations, do you think he'll be able to to do that, or
Yes.
whether they could call it unfair prejudice.
But this the thing though, and I think we're gonna get into that. I think we're gonna get into that because Barnes is also heavy in the GRC federal paperwork. I think it'd be very easy for him to tie those things together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be very easy for him to tie those things together. I think there's another reason they're after Barnes' federal work on GRC. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
But
go.
see, it makes sense to me because when the state lists him as an expert, right? What they're basically telling the jury, sorry y'all, but y'all know I got to keep it real with the audience, right? What they're basically telling the jury is trust his interpretation, okay?
Right.
But when the defense subpoena you as a custodian of records, they're basically telling the court, we don't trust what's being on in this file. We don't trust it.
It's a credibility attack.
Exactly. All right. So I wanted to deep dive into number 2, right? And when we were doing our, thoughts on this and figuring out how we were going to create the show, I wanted to dive more into number 2, which is how the state could use Detective Barnes in MO3 trials, right?
Right.
So let's start here. What is the state's objective in a case like this? All right, we got to start at the root. This isn't just a shooting case. This is allegedly a capital murder while remuneration case involving long-standing crew tensions, HSM versus GRC, digital evidence, jail calls, surveillance, possibly cooperators, a public figure victim, MO3.
Let's go.
The state's burden isn't just someone pulled a trigger. This was organized, intentional, coordinated, and paid for. That requires narrative structure. And that's where Barnes becomes useful.
Right, because who better else to know it than somebody been watching all these guys, specifically HSM and GRC, for down there a decade or more. Let's go. And he's the expert in the federal gang unit.
All right. So I want to get into his strategic lanes, right? Strategic lane number 1, right? I want to get there. I want to show our audience that. But we have something that we need to play first before we get into my next slide.
Right.
Pay close attention, family. Go ahead, baby. You go ahead and explain.
All right, so we're going to run this back, man. We're going to run this bike, man. You know what I'm saying? Kick back, stick your feet up. We about to go through the timeline. Now, they have came out with some new paperwork. You know what I'm saying? We'll show y'all. You know what I'm saying? They got way more details to it. But overall, we about to go through the timeline because, again, Detective Barnes is the interpreter of the narrative, basically. He's the interpreter of the narrative. So let's make sure we get the narrative in our brain so we can continue on with the show. Let's go.
A Dallas rapper was murdered outside of his car on I-35 near the Dallas Zoo. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. It is a stark example of the city's struggle to control violent crime. Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named MO3, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times.
With an update on a rapper gunned down on a highway 5 years ago. Dallas police now say Yella Beezy hired a hitman to kill his one-time friend turned rival, MO3.
In a city not always large enough for all voices, MO3 and Yella Beezy were familiar faces on the Dallas rap scene. They performed at the same clubs, crossed paths on stages, and shared mutual connections. At first, their careers seemed parallel, more alike than opposed. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. What began as competition over recognition, neighborhood pride, and respect eventually spilled into a deadly confrontation. The question is, how did we get here? How did two guys that once had respect for each other both end up in damaging situations? MO3 gunned down broad day on the highway, and Yella Beezy indicted for financing a hit on MO3. We all know there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle and a lot of characters that could be included in this story. But in this documentary, we'll just focus on MO3, Yella Beezy, and the history of their tragic rivalry.
Mo3 and Yella Beezy both emerged in the 2010s and would go on and shape a generation of the Dallas rap scene forever. Once moving in similar circles, their stories would twist from being cool into conflict, a feud that ignited tragedy. Being that both Mo3 and Yella Beezy were rising in popularity, it's almost common in the hip-hop culture that competition would come into play. But not only that, outside rumors also began to create a wedge in between them. But despite the competition and rumors, Yella Beezy and Mo3 still maintained somewhat of a respect for each other.
It was just like you said, just like a miscommunication. He say, she say, a lot of bullshit. He called me one day, was like, hey, where you at? Just 3, I wanna holler at you about something in your hood. I'm like, shit, where you at? He told me where I come put up on him. We hop in the car, chop it up by the hour. He tell me, ooh, this, and I tell him this, how this shit went on. He told me how this shit went on. It was even nigga a story when, you know what I'm saying, like a bitch was telling him, yeah, my Oak Cliff America nigga say you can't come to the cliff no more. They gonna kill you, they gonna do some lame ass shit. And she wasn't even talking about me. Oh, I wasn't talking about him, I was talking about the other Yella Beezy. Bitch, there's only one Yella Beezy. Like, he called me on the phone to be like, I'm right beside him. I'm like, you see how shit can just, you know what I'm saying, just escalate over some shit like, and this bitch didn't know me from nothing.
It wasn't until the year 2017 when things started to turn up between the two. During this time, Mo3 versus Yella Beezy competition around music still existed. Also during this time, some people in the city were questioning whether Mo3 was really from Dallas or not. That's when Dallas comedian and friend of Mo3, Roy Lee Pate, publicly questioned Yella Beezy's roots in Oak Cliff, siding himself with Mo3's camp.
Okay, they keep fucking with my boy from the city. Mo3 said he from McKinney. Okay, he can be from McKinney. But he keeping the reason say he from North Dallas, right? Right. Okay. Pimp C now from Houston. Pimp C kept yelling out Houston. But Mo3 keep putting on Dallas, but everybody say, Mo3 North Dallas. But everybody say something about Pimp C?
Nope.
No, hey, that's what I'm saying. Leave my nigga alone, man. So leave my nigga alone, man. This is true shit, man. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. But I say, man, I know 4 or 5 niggas that ain't from they hood in Dallas. But the thing, why they from Dallas, where they from right now? Because of the money. Bitch, come on, ho. You from America. You from Oak Cliff, America. Bitch, come fuck with us, ho. Till you come on up so we can rob you. Cause you ain't really from over here, right?
That assertion would soon have fatal consequences. The constant trolling and questioning of Yella Beezy's ties to Oak Cliff and Roy Lee all led up to Roy Lee being jumped by Yella Beezy and his crew at a Dallas nightclub. But that didn't stop Roy Lee from trolling and mocking Yella Beezy. Instead, he turned up even more, doing more interviews and doing more skits, this time challenging Yella Beezy to a boxing match.
You hit me because I told you weren't from Oak Cliff. I ain't saying nothing wrong. I ain't lying. You say you ain't go to Sock, Roosevelt, Kimball, Carter, Maceo. You ain't go to them schools. I ain't lying. Fight! Yeah. Yella Beezy, fight! Yeah. Niggas talking about shooting. I'm gonna fight cause you ain't got nothing from here. I'm talking about from here. I ain't talking about from here. That's easy. You talking about shooting. I'm talking about fighting. I'm talking, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back and make your money. Nah, because you gonna lose. Yeah, niggas, yeah, I'm talking about real shit.
Say, y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with me asking another grown man to fight in the ring for charity for the kids for $12,000. Extortion! Everybody gotta speak up for him. That's extortion. That's what it's gonna turn into. You're gonna get extorted. They see you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't do nothing to the 2 dudes that robbed you. You ain't do nothing to them. Extortion. That's what it's gonna turn into. Everybody gonna see that you ain't speaking up for yourself. You a grown man. You ain't speaking up for yourself. You can't act like you too busy. Everybody busy. Everybody got something going on in life. So what you gonna do? I wanna fight for $12,000 in the ring for the kids' charity for $12,000 and we give it to whoever. That's easy. If you don't wanna do that, just call me and we squash it that kind of way. But I need to hear something. Extortion. That's what it's gonna turn into because everybody see that you're not speaking up. You're not talking for yourself, P. Point blank period, I'm serious. Extortion!
On September 25th, 2018, Roy Lee was shot in the North Dallas parking lot. He fought for weeks, but ultimately died from complications on October 13th, 2018.
Hey, y'all. I just got shot in the leg. Enjoy life, smile every day. Y'all remember that. Best thing going, I'm okay. fractured my leg bone, whichever one it is, on my right. I'm okay. Enjoy life, smile every day. I just want to tell y'all, give y'all the information. Love y'all.
Roy Lee passing was the moment where the beef between Mo3 and Yella Beezy began to spill over into the streets, because just hours after Roy Lee died, Yella Beezy was shot on the Sam Rayburn Tollway in Dallas.
Louisville police say at 3:38 this morning they got a 911 call from a driver saying he'd been shot multiple times by someone in another vehicle in the northbound lanes of the Sam Rayburn Tollway at FM 544. Police say 26-year-old DeAndre Conway was shot 3 times and was still conscious and breathing when he was transported to a nearby hospital. Conway told investigators he was out with friends and had dropped them off in Louisville and was on his way home when he was fired on. Police say more than a dozen rounds were fired into Conway's vehicle. Investigators are hoping businesses and/or tollway cameras will lead them to the suspects. Investigators say it's unclear if Conway knew who fired the shots or if the attack was random.
Yella Beezy survived the shooting where he was struck multiple times, but he lived.
They don't want to see you make it. How many times were you shot? Like 4 times? You shot.
The beef between camps was publicly denied at times, but they're back and forth on social media and diss tracks for Mo3 like Word Around Town and 219 Happy Birthday Roy Lee, where Mo3 rapped about Yella Beezy being shot and implied otherwise, and only added fuel to the fire.
Tollway? No, I don't. Who? Whatchamacallit? Gang. Yelling murder. What? Murder. All I see is yellow. 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 Taping Beretta. Outside I ain't lagging. Don't think that I'm me. My town. Then somebody got found. Slumped over in the car. Body stretched out on the ground. Run them down with 100 rounds. Run them down with a...
Then on March 13th, 2019, less than a month after Mo3 released 219, his tribute to Roy Lee, Mo3 close friend and play nephew Bubba was murdered while standing outside a corner store in South Dallas.
It was right here outside Dixon Grocery in South Dallas where neighbors say the chaos happened.
All these bullet holes.
This grocery store now covered with bullet holes.
16, 17, this is all them bullets, it's like 20 bullets, man.
After police say some unidentified gunmen shot and killed 20-year-old James Browning Jr. late Wednesday night.
Mo3 publicly expressed his feelings after losing his friends Roy Lee and Bubba, and you could tell he took those losses very hard.
On your chain, man. Say their name so they can live a little longer.
Man, they gonna live forever, man. That's Roy Lee, man. That's my boy Roy Lee.
Yeah.
Enjoy life, smile every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Roy Lee, man.
Yeah.
That's a comedian, man.
Come on.
Yeah, that's my nephew. That's BG. That's B Children. That's Bubba, man.
Yes, sir.
That's BG for we throwing foes for him. Man.
Exactly. What is that like for you though now, Mo, man, when you experiencing this success and you taking it to another level, man, and the folks that you would love to share it with ain't here to, well, you got them on you now, but I mean, what is it like not being able to pick up that phone?
Man, it's crazy. It hurt, bro.
Mo3 continued to downplay the seriousness of the beef in public, but kept the heat on Yella Beezy and his music. For the most part, Yella Beezy stayed quiet, but Mo3 got on Demon Time even more. It wasn't until July 2019 where both Mo3 and Yella Beezy would finally be in the same place at the same time at a show in Frisco that they both were booked for, but Mo3 was eventually escorted out the venue and arrested. Mo3 claimed Yella Beezy told promoters and authorities that him and Mo3 had smoke, and afterwards they both went to social media to address the situation.
So y'all trying to play these stupid kumbaya game, making fake flyers, trying to get people to think that we cool and shit on this end. Ain't now nigga on the same mother as me at all. You know what I'm saying? If you niggas really booked on a motherfucker, show your contracts. Everybody gotta have contracts when you getting paid for a show, or is you niggas doing free shows. If you was right up the building, everybody know when you an artist, you walk through the back of the building, you walk through the front of it if you own the show. Man, come on, man, you niggas, nigga. Ain't nobody want even around the motherfucker venue when you niggas try to pull up. Out of all the mother shows we've been doing in Dallas, we do shows all across Dallas, Fort Worth, all this. Why would you go to the one that's in Frisco when you know they gonna have a whole bunch of police? For you niggas can be safe. For you niggas can be safe.
Going in the show if he in the building. I ain't gonna do the show if he still here. I told y'all it was a problem. My son feared for his safety. Y'all need to get him out of here. Okay, we're gonna hit him with trespassing. Okay, we're gonna hit him with trespassing. Sir, you have a warrant, sir. You're not supposed to be here. What? Well, I got a warrant. Oh, now I'm trespassing. Which one is it? Which one is it? I just can't do my show. Sir, you're not on the show since when? Since when I ain't on the show? This when I ain't on the show. My name on the flyer. Oh, they took all the flyers down out their page. So now people saying he was never on the show. Oh yeah, you know I'm coming right. Y'all tune in, man. Yeah, I'm back. So, this is what happened. I had a show in Kansas City. On my way to Kansas City, I was on the phone. Who I was on the phone with? I was on the phone with Unruly Citizens. That's who, the concert at the Force Center. Cool, put 3 on the show. What y'all doing right now? Shit, we on the road right now. I got a show tonight. I'm in Kansas City right now. Matter of fact, as we speaking. Okay, boom. You got a couple members of Unruly. It's like a group of them. At first, you had 3 of them saying, okay, cool. It's good for the show. And then you got this one saying, like saying he rapping, man, whatchamacallit? Man, I don't know if that's a good idea, man. Whatchamacallit is calling us saying they don't want to be on the show with them and whoop and all this, and we done already paid them and stuff, and we're just now adding you on. They just added me on. They did. I'm already doing shows. Y'all added me on. Whatchamacallit doesn't, he's calling us, him and his management, they're calling us like, why y'all putting 3 on the show? What's up? So I'm like, damn, what's up? I'm like, this for everybody who said I went on the show. I want y'all to apologize to me. Damn. I say, bro, what's the problem? Man, do you got beef with such and such? And I don't got no beef with no rapper. I don't know nothing about that. I had it. Sir, what you talking about? Man, he said that y'all got a problem. He said that. Let me talk to him. Put him on the phone. Nah, we can't do that. Man, just put us on the phone, man. This business.
The next escalation in this beef came January 2020, when Mo3's manager Rainwater was jumped by Yella Bees and his crew outside of V-Live's nightclub in Dallas.
For real. That's what you do back. All the internet bumping ass shit, nigga. Oh, okay, internet. Okay. Nigga running, nigga ran for one nigga. Nigga, I beat him up.
Mo3 instantly went to social media and called out Yella Beezy, stating that he don't get no credit for jumping a manager.
Fam, y'all whooped a scary nigga. And y'all ain't even whooping good. I'm disappointed. If that were me and my partners, and we would have caught that boy lagging like that, we would have did him dirty. Y'all ain't doing dirty, man. Come on, man. His lip wasn't even busted. Come on, man. Y'all stomped on him a couple times, kicked him, tripped him and shit. That shit whack. When you jail, nigga, you supposed to go in. You supposed to go to the max. You supposed to get that boy to business. You know what I'm saying? Boy not even supposed to be posting no more. You get what I'm saying? But let me say this again. Rainwater's not a street nigga. Sir, why did y'all Jay, a college kid / club promoter / manager? Is that because it's the closest thing to me? Y'all, no, you ain't gonna get no point. I can see if y'all whooped the nigga. I can see if y'all whooped him and then just left it at that. But when you got on camera talking about, me by myself. Yeah, me by myself, where you fucked up at. Don't worry about it. Let's get to it. See, that's where you fucked up at.
Then on May 8th, 2020, Yella Beezy collaborated with Trap Boy Freddy, who also had smoke with Mo3, on the I'm My Brother's Keeper album. Yella Beezy started to clearly express his smoke with Mo3 musically, most notably on the song Ride, where he rapped about being shot on a tollway, putting bags on people's head, and more.
Kidnapping, hit him up with that rod. If you wanna get active, we can get active. I ain't scared to play with that hard. These niggas really didn't want to kill him, just want to fuck my car. Nigga really didn't want to kill him, just want to fuck my car. Niggas shooting shit with their eyes closed. Might as well have
Even though Yella Beezy never mentioned Mo3 by name in any songs, it's clear to those that know that he was responding to Mo3. Mo3 followed up with his own diss tracks, including the I'm the Truth, going at both Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy.
I'm the truth, yeah. Fuck you mean, nigga. Nigga, I'm standing on this, nigga, on camera, nigga. Fuck these niggas talking about. You nigga lying y'all raps, nigga. Ain't none of you niggas stepping on shit. Shooting them motherfucking guns like that in the video,
can tell you niggas ain't walking like that, nigga. You don't never hear me talking about paying for nothing, nigga. I do my own work. Do your own work, nigga.
The tension didn't die down, and the public back and forth did not stop. Then, on November 11, 2020, tragedy struck. Mo3, then 28 years old, was driving on Interstate 35 in Dallas when another vehicle began pursuing him. Mo3 was forced to stop. He fled on foot, but was chased and fatally shot by the shooter.
Rapper was murdered outside of his car on I-35 near the Dallas Zoo. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
And I'm Heather Hayes. It is a stark example of the city's struggle to control violent crime. Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named Mo3, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times.
Mo3 was rushed to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The hip-hop community mourned the loss of a raw, authentic voice that had connected with fans across the world. Within weeks, police had arrested suspects in Mo3's death, including a young man named Keywan White, charged with murder for the shooting. A second man, Devin Maurice Brown, was also charged in connection to the case. For years, Mo3's killing remained a painful mystery for his family and fans, giving birth to his own community on YouTube called the Mo3 Sector, where bloggers and fans from around the world join together to break down the Mo3 tragedy and case. After the arrest of Keywan White and Devin Brown in 2020, the case seemed to come to a stall for years until new developments shocked the world in 2025. On March 20th, 2025, Dallas County authorities arrested Yella Beezy in connection with Mo3's death. A grand jury indicted him on capital murder charges, alleging he hired Keywan White to carry out the fatal shooting in exchange for a payment.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Eager. Dallas rapper Marquise Conway, who goes by the name Yella Beezy, was arrested and charged for a murder-for-hire scheme. He was arrested earlier this week, connected to the 2020 murder of another rapper. Fox 4's Stephen Dahl is in the newsroom with more. Stephen.
Steve, the murder victim back in 2020 was Melvin Noble, who went by Mo3. Noble was killed in an ambush-style shooting during the day while he was on I-35 in Dallas. Investigators identified Keywan Dontrell White as the shooter in that crime. White is currently serving 9 years in prison for a firearm charge connected to the shooting. Conway, who goes by Yella Beezy, is accused of hiring White to kill.
Prosecutors contend that a murder-for-hire plot lay at the heart of Mo3's killing, a plot allegedly orchestrated by one of his peers. Yella Beezy pled not guilty and faced a bond set at $2 million. The story of Mo3 and Yella Beezy is not only about two artists. It's about the broader culture, pride, and pressures within the rap community, the streets, and fame. Mo3 left behind family, children, a growing discography, and a devoted fan base. Yella Beezy future now rely on the outcome of a courtroom rather than musical charts, because when the music fades, all that remains is the truth, and the lives forever changed by it. Mo3 was more than a rapper. He was a storyteller of pain, struggle, loyalty, and survival. His voice represented thousands who saw themselves in his lyrics. And when his life was taken, the city of Dallas lost more than an artist. It lost a piece of his soul. Yella Beezy's story, once defined by success and ambition, now stands at a crossroads, where the weight of the justice system will determine what history remembers. What began as a competition in city fighting for recognition turned into a cycle of pride, retaliation, and irreversible loss. A reminder that in real life, there are no winners in the streets, only empty seats, grieving families, and unanswered prayers. Mo3's voice still plays throughout speakers. His words still live in the playlist. His influence still echoes through Dallas, but his absence is permanent. Rest in peace, Melvin Noble Jr., a.k.a. Mo3 forever.
Long live 3. All right. So, did you have something to say before we get into the next portion?
Now, long live Mo3, man. Long live Mo3, man. Look, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for us, man. So there was the timeline, roughly the timeline. Now, there's been a bunch of things added, but I made that documentary before that document came out. You know what I'm saying? Just to pat myself on the back with a pat. A lot of those videos that I put in that documentary is most definitely in the evidence, including the one where Yella Beezy was in the black and white, and when they were talking about the Frisco incident, the rainwater situation, most of that stuff is in the evidence paperwork that the state had presented like last week. I made this like a month ago. You know what I'm saying? But they're just enough for that. What's up, Cypress? What's up, everybody in the building, man? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for us. But yes, that's the narrative. That's the narrative, y'all. So remember, we talk about Detective Barnes, who's basically, in my own words, the interpreter of the narrative. Salute, Miss Kim. I appreciate you.
All right. So Again, we're on Let's Deep Dive into number 2, which was how the state could use Detective Barnes as the narrative architect.
Salute, Straight Baller. What's up, my guy?
What's up, Straight Baller, my boy? All right, strategic lane number 1, Barnes as the narrative architect. What the state needs. Jurors must understand who these crews are, why tensions matter, why communications between them matter, why certain movements matter. Without context, it just looks like random calls, random meetings, random associations. With context, it becomes pattern, motive, organized conduct. How Barnes helps. Because of his long-term monitoring of HSM and GRC, the state could use him to establish historical friction, explain how crews operate generally, not just these defendants did this, but broader patterns, lay groundwork for motive without relying entirely on street witnesses. Legally, this is often framed as expert testimony, gang and organization structure testimony, investigative interpretation. This allows the state to connect digital breadcrumbs into a story, translate coded language or behavior, and explain retaliation culture.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. So without the motive, it just look random. That's why Yellow Beezy filed that motion to basically get all the evidence that could paint the picture out of there. That don't mean the motion gonna be granted. But that's what he trying to do. He trying to get all the motive, all that other stuff out of it. His lawyer just wanted to be that Yellow Beezy pay Key One to kill MO3. But without the motive, without the context, some of which I just showed y'all in that documentary, this stuff will look random. No, we're gonna paint this whole picture for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna get away from this. And they even added more stuff to it. It's way more than what I put in the documentary. But most of the stuff I put in the documentary is in the evidence paperwork that we will show y'all later on in this live.
All right. Strategic lane number 2. Barnes as the investigation spine. In complex conspiracy-style homicides, prosecutors need one witness who can walk jurors through timeline, explain how evidence was obtained, authenticate investigative steps, tie together multiple officers' work. Instead of calling 12 separate officers to say, I got this record, I executed this warrant, I analyzed this data, they can streamline with Barnes.
Exactly. Hold on, because we all know that Detective Howard was on the case, and other, like I think about 1 or 2 more detectives was on the case. So instead of getting all them officers, we just gonna get the head honcho with Barnes.
Correct. And what does that look like in court? He may testify about when the investigation began, when suspects were identified, how evidence was preserved, what records were obtained, and chain of custody. This keeps the trial clean and organized, and jurors like organized.
Let's go. Hit the like button, family. Please.
Strategic lane number 3. Barnes as the motive builder. Capital murder while remuneration requires proof of payment, promise of payment, benefit expectation. If the state doesn't have direct footage of someone handing over money, they need pattern evidence, communication analysis, financial movement context, prior relationship context. Barnes can explain how murder for hire investigations typically unfold, what patterns are consistent with organized hits, why certain communications are significant. He doesn't have to say Yellow Beezy paid for it. He just has to explain, based on training and experience, these patterns are consistent with. That subtle framing is powerful.
Right, because again, put yourself in the mind of a juror who don't know nothing about MO3, Yellow Bees, or their whole beef or whatever. You would need somebody like Detective Barnes, an expert federal agent, basically, you know what I'm saying, who also have experience with HSM and GRC to explain what these things, why this phone call matter, who this is he talking to, why this matter, what this money transaction mean. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need an expert witness to break that down for a jury who supposedly don't know anything. Salute the scorekeeper, salute to the home team for their cheers over there on Twitch, man. Thank you. And real quick, family, make sure y'all follow me on Twitch, because tomorrow we will be watching Hip Hop Homicides. You know what I'm saying? So go on follow Twitch now, because tomorrow we will be over there live. You know what I'm saying? Watching Hip Hop Homicides. Let's go, baby.
All right, strategic lane number 4. Barnes as the evidence interpreter. Jurors are not investigators. They don't automatically understand why a jail call matters, why a certain phone ping matters, why a meeting 2 days before matters, why crew association matters. The state could use Barnes to decode context, explain investigative significance, clarify why evidence is not a random coincidence. This is especially effective if cooperators are shaky, witnesses are impeachable, or the state wants a clean professional voice.
I seen just the fake say earlier, he is the glue. He is the glue. So even if you have a trap boy Freddie on the stand or Jose Bodega on the stand, and their testimony might be a little shaky, here come Detective Barnes either before, during, or after everything is done to bring it all together to tell you, well, this is why he said that. You know what I'm saying? Or this is what this means.
All right. Strategic lane number 5. Barnes as controlled credibility. We mentioned he arrested Yellow Beezy on the warrant. That gives him personal involvement, direct law enforcement presence, authority positioning. But here's the chess. The state must avoid making him look like a biased hunter, someone with tunnel vision, someone who's been targeting these crews since 2014.
No, hold on. My bad, baby. But I forgot to send you that paperwork. But for those that don't know, Detective Barnes is the one who arrested Yellow Beezy on that warrant. If you look up the affidavit, I have it, but I forgot to send it to CB. If you look up the affidavit, or even if you look up the report, I forgot the article I read, but he is the one that arrested Yellow Beezy.
All right. So, strategic lane number 5. Barnes as a controlled credibility. We mentioned he arrested Yellow Beezy on the warrant. That gives him personal involvement, direct law enforcement presence, authority positioning. But here's the chess. The state must avoid making him look like a biased hunter, someone with tunnel vision, someone who's been targeting these crews since 2014. So they'll likely keep his tone professional, avoid overreach, avoid inflammatory gang language, and stick to structure and process.
Hello, I seen somebody come through and say Ratchet TV already solved this case. Salute to Ratchet TV, man. We not solving the case over here. We in trial mode, man. Like, we not over here trying to figure out who did what. This shit been over with.
All right. Salute to Ratchet.
Yeah, salute to Big Ratchet, man.
Strategic lane number 6. Barnes as a clean foundation witness. The state may use him to authenticate reports, records, jail call logs, case file materials, documentation. This prevents technical evidentiary issues. And in a multi-defendant trial, clean evidentiary flow is critical. All right. So, y'all, how this plays differently for each defendant. Let's start with Kevon White, the alleged shooter.
Let's go. Salute to my moderators, man. Y'all the goats.
All right. Barnes likely helps establish shooter identity investigation, timeline development, evidence acquisition, less focus on payment, more on identification, participation, or conduct.
Let's go. We on Kevon White.
Yellow Beezy, alleged organizer, payment theory. Barnes becomes much more central. The state could use him to establish long-term crew tension, show communication patterns, explain relationships, and support the remuneration theory. He may be more crucial in this trial than in Keywan's.
Let's go, because there's different burdens of proof.
Uh-huh.
Even though it's one big trial, right? Keywan is the shooter, Yellow Bees is the financier, Devin Brown is a lesser level facilitator. So he would most definitely be used differently in each one of their trials.
Devin Brown. If Devin's role is secondary / assisting, Barnes helps show coordinated movement, explain conspiracy structure, or tie actions into the broader theory.
Sister-in-law in the building. What's up, Cherry?
What's up, sis? Love you. All right. So, the state's ideal use of Barnes, they don't want him emotional. They don't want him dramatic. They want him calm, structured, technical, professional, and teacher-like, because that builds the jurors' trust.
Let's go.
What is the hidden risk for the state? The more Barnes references long-term surveillance, talks about crew monitoring since 2014, frames them as criminal organizations, the more the defense can argue prejudicial bias, tunnel vision, guilt by association. So expect the state to carefully limit scope, avoid direct labeling, stick to based on my training and experience.
Right. Nothing too inflammatory. Because again, whatever you say on this stand, whether you're a witness, expert witness, whatever the case may be, Toby Shook on the other side just listening, taking notes, and he gonna poke hole in a lot of that stuff. So don't be emotional, don't be over exaggerating. Just stick to the point, hammer in that point. And we know Detective Barnes have done this in several other cases, so I'm pretty confident in his expertise and him taking the stand as that.
For sure. 20 years of experience to be exact. So you know he experienced, very well experienced.
What's up, Calvin?
Salute, Calvin. So the most likely trial flow using Barnes. Let's put it into perspective. Opening week, Barnes lays the foundation. Mid-trial, other officers testify about digital evidence. Late trial, Barnes returns to tie things together. Or he appears once, but structured to tell the investigation story from start to finish.
Let's go. I kind of predict he'll probably show up once and lay it all down.
Me too. What is the real legal chess here? Barnes is not just a witness. He is a contextual bridge, a credibility anchor, a narrative organizer, a motive explainer, an evidence interpreter. The state will use him to make the case feel cohesive. Without him, the case risks feeling like scattered pieces. With him, it can feel intentional and structured.
Let's go. Because again, not to us, because we know, like, even if we didn't have Barnes up here, we could tell, a lot of us could tell y'all exactly how this went down from point A to point Z. But keep in mind, they'll be doing this in front of a jury who supposedly don't know nothing about none of this stuff. So he will be extra crucial in the trial before that jury.
For sure. So we went further, right, baby? We said, how can his ATF affiliation amplify, right, federal style authority, right? How does his ATF affiliation amplify the federal style, right? How does it tie into all of this? Right? So in that, I came up with this. Number one, it elevates perceived seriousness. ATF equals Federal Firearms and Violent Crime Enforcement. To jurors, that signals this isn't just local beef. This rose to a federal level concern. This involves organized violent crime. Even if the case is in state court, the Federal Association subtly raises the weight of the investigation.
Let's go.
Now, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Now, because I was just about to say, because we know that the state and the feds work together. So
Correct.
even though this is state level, and I've been saying this for down there a year, for months now, do not think that the feds, now, would this be a federal RICO? No, too late in the game. Too late in the game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say no, hard on a no, but more than likely no. Too late in the game. But do not think that the feds don't have their hands all over this, particularly Detective Barnes. Sis just asked me in the chat. Did they say he off the case? They may say that, but he's not.
He's not. He is not. No, he is not. He is the one that arrested Yella Beezy. He was there. So I don't know why they're saying they kicked Detective Barnes off the case. That is not true. Detective Barnes is not off this case. He's not.
And that's not true either, fam. He did not get moved out to ATF.
He did not.
He still
all his accolades. He wears many hats, not just one. He doesn't have just one job, and that is his role. Detective Barnes wears many hats. Not even in the DFW area. He also expands out there to Texoma, which is north of the DFW area.
Right.
All right. Number 2, it enhances expertise credibility. Federal task force officers are often viewed as specialized, highly trained, experienced in multi-agency investigations, skilled in organized crime patterns. That strengthens his position when he says, based on my training and experience. Jurors are more likely to trust conclusions framed that way.
Let's go. If a Fed don't know, then who knows? If a Fed don't know, then who knows? Who knows better than a Fed? Especially a federal agent that's been watching these boys for 10 plus years.
Number 3. Number 3. It suggests multi-agency validation. ATF affiliation implies coordination beyond Dallas PD, intelligence sharing, broader investigation scope, cross-agency review. That can make the investigation appear thorough, collaborative, less isolated.
So keep that in mind because also, you know what I'm saying, he's also subpoenaed on behalf of Yella Beezy's defense for the custodian of records. They want to deep dive into the investigation. They want all basically, let's dump the MO3 investigation file out. So him being a federal agent kind of debunks that already. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things you can't do as a federal agent. You know what I'm saying? What they say, coordination beyond Dallas PD, intelligence sharing, broader investigation scope, cross-agency review, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Is a what's the word I'm looking for? Is a I forgot the word I'm looking for. But yes, those things are then mandatory as a federal agent that's also investigating a murder.
Number 4, it reinforces firearm and organized crime authority. Since this case involves firearms, alleged remuneration, alleged organized conduct, ATF involvement fits naturally into gun tracing, violent crime groups, criminal enterprise structure. That alignment makes his testimony feel mission specific rather than incidental.
Let's go.
So, the legal chess reality, the state benefits because jurors subconsciously equate federal affiliation with higher standards. It boosts perceived neutrality and professionalism. But the defense can counter by arguing, federal badge doesn't make assumptions facts. Authority doesn't equal accuracy. He approached this as organized crime from day one.
So what? I'll just play.
So my thing is, I just feel like the bottom line to that particular one, right? was like the ATF affiliation gives him like elevated credibility, you know, crime organized, organized crime expertise type of framing, or like it gives, if you want to put it in layman terms, like this was serious authority energy. You get what I'm saying? It gives that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes from Detective Barnes.
Especially with his years in the game, you know what I'm saying? Not just him being a federal agent, you know what I'm saying, / DPD, you know what I'm saying, detective. You got years in the game.
For sure. So now let's deep dive into number 3, because number 3 was how the defense could use Barnes and why, right? Why they subpoenaed him for both, like custodian of the records, and they subpoenaed him as an expert, right?
Right.
How
For those that just coming in, the state is using Detective Barnes as a state expert. He will be taking a stand as a state expert, but on the other side, Yellow Beezy subpoenaed Detective Barnes and the MO3 information. So he'll be taking a stand on behalf of Yellow Beezy or taking a stand for Yellow Beezy as a custodian of records when it comes to the MO3 investigation. So there's two sides of it.
All right. So why the defense subpoenas the custodian, Barnes? When the defense subpoenas Detective Barnes as custodian of records, they are targeting the entire investigative file, confidential interviews, cooperation agreements, notes, reports, redactions, chain of custody, and internal documentation. That is not random. That is a pressure move.
Let's go.
Defense strategy number 1, open the vault. Subpoenaing the custodian forces the state to confirm what exists, confirm what does not, confirm what was redacted, confirm when materials were created, confirm when materials were disclosed. This is how defense sets up Brady issues, which is withheld exculpatory evidence, Giglio issues, witness credibility deals, late discovery arguments, and incomplete production arguments. So, in simple terms, they want to know if the jury is seeing everything.
Let's go.
All right.
Like I said, man, let's hope that they did that the investigation was thorough, man, and rightly done, which I'm pretty sure it was. I don't think they will play with their job and stuff like that from MO3.
Defense strategy number 2, attack the integrity of the investigation. Barnes is powerful for the state, but the defense can flip that. If he monitored these crews for years, defense can argue, you already had a theory. You were watching them since 2014. You believe this was organized crime before the murder. You built the case around your pre-existing belief. That becomes tunnel vision argument, confirmation bias argument, targeted investigation argument. The defense doesn't have to prove corruption. They just have to suggest it. They decided who did it first and then built the case to fit it.
Let's go. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. Hip Hop Culture Judge said he been down there going off. He said because Howard has the most leg work on the 3 crews. Barnes just there for TV and cameras again. So to prevent the state from calling all these different detectives and DPD, they just gonna use Barnes. If he's there for the TV camera, what they tell you, he's the spokesperson. But he's very much in the know. You know what I'm saying? He's very much in the know.
Defense strategy 3, expose cooperators and incentives. The subpoena specifically asking for confidential interviews, cooperation agreements. That signals the defense wants to examine who flipped, who got reduced charges, who got protection, who had motive to lie. If Barnes acknowledges informants, deals, leniency agreements, the defense will argue this case stands on incentivized testimony. Even if that's not fully true, the doubt is what matters.
Let's go.
So again, everybody needs to understand that the state holds the burden of truth. All the defense has to do is create that point of doubt, that reasonable doubt, whether it's true or not, they can still throw it out there. For instance, like they just said, this case stands on incentivized testimony. They're referencing like, hey, people got deals, people got leads. They're wanting the jury to feel like this is why they are targeting my client. Why? You know what I'm saying? These people want deals. They're planting that doubt for the jury. And all it takes is one. One juror. Defense strategy number 4, highlight gaps in missing evidence. Defense could ask Barnes, were there alternative suspects? Were there conflicting witness descriptions? Were there inconsistencies? Did any evidence contradict your theory? Why were certain leads abandoned? If Barnes admits some evidence was inconclusive, some witnesses changed stories, some pieces weren't pursued, that plants reasonable doubt.
Let's go.
Defense move number 5, defense strategy. Challenge the expert label. If Barnes is testifying as an expert, defense can file motions to limit scope of testimony, prevent labeling crews as gangs, prevent guilt by association, exclude prejudicial context evidence. They can argue, this is character evidence. This is unfair prejudice. This is narrative advocacy disguised as expertise. If the judge restricts his testimony even slightly, that is a small defense win.
Let's go. Rudy G said, yellow lawyer is smart as fuck. He just showing people hand and who talk insane work. Let's go. Let's go. Because one thing a jury don't like, or one thing they raise their eyebrows at, is a nigga with a deal that's taking a stand trying to tell. You know what I'm saying? Think about the young Dolph trial. You know what I'm saying? Cornelius went up there with a deal trying to testify against what's his name? Hernandez Govan. And what happened? Govan got acquitted. His whole testimony, even if he was telling the truth, his whole testimony looked shaky because nigga, you up here with a deal, nigga. You up here trying to say your own ass.
So defense strategy number 6. Use him to authenticate defense exhibits. Sometimes the defense calls custodians not to hurt them, but to authenticate documents. They may introduce prior inconsistent reports, show timeline discrepancies, introduce reports that contradict the narrative, highlight changes in theory over time. When the custodian confirms authenticity, those documents become admissible. Now that right there is tactical.
Let's go. That'll be a smart move.
So how could this all play out in trial, right? Let's walk through the scenarios, y'all. Scenario A defense cross-examined aggressively. Barnes testifies for the state. Defense cross-examines and focuses on length of monitoring, pre-existing theories, lack of direct evidence, reliance on cooperators, missing pieces, and alternative suspects. What is the goal? To make jurors think this feels built.
Let's go.
Scenario B. Defense calls Barnes in their case in chief. This is rare but powerful. The defense could call him after the state rests to force clarification on missing documents, question redactions, highlight investigative blind spots. That shifts him from state's witness to defense pressure point.
So basically, when he get done testifying on behalf of the state, they can call him right back up there if they choose to. You know what I'm saying? To do those things. But they say that's rare. But rare do not mean impossible.
Correct. Scenario C. Discovery fight explodes pre-trial. If the subpoena reveals late disclosures, missing materials, unproduced witness statements, undisclosed cooperation agreements, the defense could file a motion to compel, seek sanctions, request continuance, or move to exclude evidence. That affects trial structure before jury even hears anything. Woo.
Let's go.
AKA,
Let's go.
what is that? Motion in what?
Lemony. Which will be I predict to be a lot more coming before that trial hit. Yellow Beezy most definitely have a pre-trial with March 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, next month gonna be an interesting month, y'all. It's gonna be an interesting month.
So the state's counter moves. The state will try to keep Barnes disciplined, avoid overreaching testimony, pre-disclose everything properly, frame investigation as methodical, not biased, emphasize cooperation beyond cooperators. They will argue this wasn't tunnel vision. This was evidence driven.
Which we know because they have phone records and bank records and all of that stuff.
So the real chest tension. Barnes is powerful because he knows a lot. But knowing a lot also means he also has judgments. He made strategic decisions. He has chosen investigative paths. He has filtered information. The defense only needs to show some information was ignored, some decisions were assumption-based, and some witnesses benefited. What does that do? That creates doubt.
Especially when you start thinking about a nigga like Trap Boy Freddy.
So I just feel like when the state calls him as an expert, he represents authority. When the defense subpoenas him as custodian, they're basically saying open the file and let's see what the authority missed, right? And that's what creates the tension on the chessboard. Because you have the state saying, you know, he represents authority. Let's respect his word, right? But you got the defense saying, man, we opened that file and let's you know, you got stuff missing. You'd have missed some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So all it takes is one juror. And one juror is all they need. And that's what they're trying to get.
Let's go. Salute to Phaedra, man. She said she over there cooking fish and French fries. Let's go, man.
Let's go, Phaedra. I love me some fish and French fries.
But it's just like anybody else that the state would bring. Detective Barnes is not no different. You know what I'm saying? If the state bring them if the state bring them as to testify, to take the stand, the defense job is to discredit them. Now they're gonna handle Detective Barnes differently because of his position.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you can expect the defense to try to discredit Detective Barnes.
So in doing this, baby, we wanted to dive specifically into Yellow Beezy, right? Who in this episode and in others is the alleged organizer, right? And the payment theory is surrounded around him. And how Detective Barnes could be used, right? Let's keep in mind, we want to keep in mind that Detective Barnes also helped investigate GRC members in the federal drugs and gun case that is still ongoing, right?
Including Jerry Johnson and Jose Bodega.
Correct. So just remember that. So let's deep dive into this. So the state's core problem in Yella's case. For Yella, the state has to prove more than he knew someone. He had prior beef. He was affiliated. They must prove he intentionally participated, he solicited, directed, and financed, or he expected remuneration to be carried out.
That's what they got to prove, man. Salute to Raw Talk in the building, man.
Salute, Raw Talk. So that requires showing 1, motive, 2, connection, 3, coordination, 4, the benefit structure. And this is where Barnes becomes crucial.
He's the glue to the motive, the connection, the coordination, and the benefit structure. He's the glue to that.
Like Fate said, he's the glue.
Exactly. He's the glue.
So let's get into how Barnes helps the state against Yella. Here we go. Number 1, establishing organizational structure without saying gang leader. Because Barnes has investigated GRC for years, including local homicide investigations, federal drugs and guns investigations, task force work. He can frame GRC as a structured organization with hierarchy, with known associates, with shared criminal activity.
Let's go.
He does not have to call Yella a gang leader. He just needs to establish association patterns, show consistent coordination, show overlapping members in violent and federal activity. This builds infrastructure around the alleged organizer role.
Let's go. Let's go. Because again, Yella Beezy is nowhere in that federal paperwork with GRC, man.
Mm-hmm. And number 2, federal drug and gun case connection. Why this matters, right? So this is something that is very critical, right? Barnes helped investigate GRC members in a federal drug and gun case. Jerry Lynn Johnson, who is a MO3 defendant, Jose Bodega, who is a state witness in the MO3 trial, both allegedly are GRC affiliates, both in the federal case. This gives Barnes deep operational knowledge of GRC, familiarity with overlapping actors, context for how members communicate and operate.
Let's go.
For the state, this helps argue this wasn't random association. This was an established network. Even if the federal case is separate, the fact that the same circle of people appear in multiple criminal investigations can be framed as pattern evidence.
Let's go. And keep in mind, Jerry Johnson played out on his federal case, the GRC federal case. So did Jose Bodega.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you most definitely know that more than likely there's some cooperation there.
Tennessee girl says, sounds like Barnes is the night chess piece.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. Number 3, payment theory, indirect proof structure. In murder for hire cases, direct payment evidence is rare. So the state builds payment theory through communication patterns, movement patterns, pre and post-event contact, financial anomalies, association reinforcement. Barnes could testify about communication links between Yella and GRC affiliates, how remuneration conspiracies typically operate, how criminal enterprises use intermediaries. He doesn't need a wire transfer receipt. He needs to make the pattern feel logical.
Let's go. Real quick, Faye said, Josh, this federal case is why Yella Beezy was kept out unless he wasn't involved in the day-to-day trafficking GRC was doing. And keep in mind, there are some murders on their GRC paperwork that are undisclosed.
Right,
it may tie everything. It may tie it all in.
Number 4, linking Yella to actors without direct evidence. This is subtle but powerful. If Jerry Lynn Johnson is tied to GRC, Jose Bodega is tied to GRC, Keywan is tied to GRC and the act, federal investigation ties these same actors together. Barnes can help draw a map of association. The state's goal, make jurors feel that the web is real and structured. And let me tell you how they're doing it. I'm going to tell you exactly how they're doing it and why this makes sense, this particular one right here. Because if you notice, the things that the defense is trying to keep out is heavily relying upon a lot of GRC evidence. Mm-hmm. If you pay attention to the timeline that the state introduced, it's heavily has GRC all through it.
Yep.
Not only does it have Yella Beezy, it references Keywan and Jose Bodega as well. So this number 4 is very important to how they can link Jerry, Jose, Keywan all to Yella. That's why the defense wants it out.
I see what you're saying, Fate. I see what you're saying. But I most definitely agree with you. And that was the first time that we seen GRC actually pop up in any paperwork. Yeah.
All right. So going forward, what is the defense's response, right? For Yella. This is where it gets dangerous because everything that helps the state can also backfire. And I'm finna show y'all why. We finna show y'all why. Defense attack number 1, guilt by association. The defense will argue being affiliated does not equal ordering a murder. Being in a federal case does not equal organizing a hit. Being connected to GRC does not equal paying for MO3's death. They will say the state wants you to convict based on group membership.
Let's go.
Defense attack number 2, spillover prejudice. If the jury hears federal drug case, gun trafficking, organized criminal activity, even if unrelated to MO3, it creates emotional weight. The defense may try to exclude mention of ongoing federal case, limit testimony about other crimes, argue unfair prejudice outweighs probative value. If the judge limits this, Barnes' impact shrinks. Pay attention. What are they wanting out?
All that GRC talk, amongst other things. But yes, they want all that GRC talk. They want all of that out the way.
Let me tie it together for you. I'm going to tie it together. You in the audience, I'm going to tie it together real quick. So if we look at defense attack number 2, spillover prejudice, right? And it says the defense may try to exclude mention of ongoing federal case, limit testimony about other crimes, argue unfair prejudice outweighs probative value. If the judge limits this, Barnes' impact shrinks. Who subpoenaed Barnes? And what did they subpoena?
They Barnes for the whole MO3 vault.
And what came after that? Motion in limine.
Okay, yeah.
Motion in limine came right after that. So we see what the defense is trying to do. They're definitely trying to limit his scope. They want that out. You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
They want that out. They're trying to limit his scope to where what Detective Barnes says is very limited. The jury, you know what I'm saying? They don't want the jury to hear that. They don't want Yella to be painted as some type of king or
leader of the GRC.
Leader of GRC. Defense attack number 3, bias and targeting. If Barnes has been investigating GRC for years, the defense can argue he already viewed Yella as part of a criminal enterprise. He approached this murder with that lens. He interpreted neutral evidence as sinister. That becomes tunnel vision framing.
Let's go. What's up, 318? What's up, my guy?
What's up, 318? So, the real strategic risk for Yella, and it's just being real. For Yella, the biggest danger isn't one piece of evidence. It's narrative cohesion. If Barnes is allowed to explain GRC structure, explain overlap with federal investigation, explain communication patterns, explain remuneration patterns, tie it all into an organized conduct, then the jury sees not isolated people, but a system. And in organizer cases, juries convict systems.
And I think that's going to be very, very, very likely that he's allowed to, just based off the fact that Jerry Johnson, GRC, Yella Beezy, GRC, Devin Brown, GRC, Keywan White, GRC. It looks like that just on the surface. You know what I'm saying? That's
why they want to bring it in. That's why the state has painted the narrative how they have painted it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why if this narrative is able to be allowed in court, most of this narrative, it will paint Yella Beezy to be the king of GRC. Like it was an organized criminal organization.
You're right. Or if not the leader of a very high ranking individual.
High ranking, there you go.
Right, very high ranking, and him being that of the money man, you know what I'm saying? You know, they ties a lot into that too.
So the most powerful way the state uses Barnes against Yella, they won't say Yella Beezy ordered the hit. They will build association web, organizational context, coordinated activity pattern, structured communication narrative, then argue the only logical conclusion is direction from where? The top.
Let's go. Let me respond to this real quick. Hip hop culture just said Jerry's supposed to be big dog with money, but Yella had to pay him for the hit. Wake up, y'all. Jerry just passed blame. That's not how that went. Yella Bees allegedly wanted a hit done. Jerry Johnson and Jose Bodega, but for the sake of only talking about the people indicted, Jerry Johnson, little homies, was Key One and Devin. Remember, it's very unlikely that Key One and Devin was talking to Yella Beezy on an everyday basis.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They big homies was Jose Bodega and Jerry Johnson. So it's just like, boom, you want a job done? I got these little homies. You know what I'm saying? Yella Beezy paid Jerry to put the play together. He didn't pay Jerry to kill nobody. He paid Jerry to give the little niggas the money to put everything in place.
And also, I just want to add this for the sake before I forget, right? So let's look at it like this. For the shooter, you need ballistics, right? Mm-hmm. For the organizer, you need structure, right? Detective Barnes is the structure witness, basically. Mm-hmm. And when the same names show up in a federal gun case and a capital murder case, the state isn't arguing coincidence. They're arguing organization. That is their point. They're not saying, oh, this was just a coincidence. No, they're building a narrative that, hey, they've been in crime. They've been doing this shit. This is what they do.
They think of the timing. Think of the time. Jose, Jerry, GRC get picked up, right? Federal charges, then boom, Yella Beezy get indicted. Just look at the timing.
But you know what they got? You know what they got?
What?
They potentially have this wild card, who is Jose Bodega. And if Jose Bodega is a state witness in the MO3 trial, also he's tied to the federal case. He's also tied to GRC. The defense will absolutely attack whether cooperation in one case influenced testimony in the other, whether federal leverage was used, whether deals exist, and Barnes, knowing both ecosystems, could be questioned about cross-case cooperation, information sharing, or incentive structures. That is a pressure point for the defense. Because now the defense can come in and say, well, you done work both these cases. How we know you didn't share information between both these cases? What was talked about? And we see that the defense is Toby Shook. I'm not gonna lie, and I say this almost every so, but he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
He is a lawyer. That is the type of lawyer you want on your case when you have when you in some trouble. That's the type of motherfucker you want, because he's hitting any possibilities, anything to create reasonable doubt. He's
I almost lived there. You gotta understand. He know how Dallas works. Salute to my guy, Stop 6 Rudy G, man. You know what I'm saying? For not forgetting that we most definitely have a goal, man. He came through his $4.99 contribution, man, getting us one step closer to the goal, man. We appreciate you, Stop 6. Faye said Bodega and Jerry had no choice but to tell if they wanted a deal on their Fed case. Exactly. But Toby Shook is very familiar with how the Dallas Police Department and how these even Detective Barnes, how all these people operate. So he probably already know where to look. You know what I'm saying?
I just the way I'm looking at it when I look at Toby Shook is if you are in some type of trouble, and God forbid, you know what I'm saying? But you would want a defense attorney to fight on your behalf like this, because if y'all haven't noticed in all the episodes that we've done in reference to Yella, and if you look at the paperwork that his attorney is putting out, he is hitting anything they could bring up, he's hitting it.
Right.
Literally. He basically said, bring me the whole MO3 case file. I need it. Right? And what he's gearing for, as we can see, is okay. If there were cooperators, if Detective Eric Barnes and other investigators gave information on this case, you want a lawyer like that to hit all those points. Now, whether it's true or not, what I'm saying is his part as a lawyer, as a defense attorney, is to create reasonable doubt. That's his part, and he's to me, being a lawyer hitting all those points, he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. She said, D Money said, it ain't me, baby. Let's go, man. Salute to Hip Hop Culture, George, man, for that $2, man. We most definitely appreciate you, guys. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, though. Being cooperating is not a crime. It's all about how they are presented, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how they are presented. You know what I'm saying? Don't go up there looking like Cornelia Smith did in the Dolph case. You know what I'm saying? Up there slurring your words and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Get up there. They probably want them to say specific things, and that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Cornelius was up there looking like he was freestyling in the Dolph case. You know what I'm saying?
And that's my thing. I think sometimes when we speak right on these cases that people take it as a straight fact of what you're saying, right? And not distinguishing that when we are coming here on Legal Chess, we're trying to show y'all the state side is to prove the burden of proof. The defense side is to create reasonable doubt.
Exactly.
So we're not saying things are factual when it comes to what each side will do or how each side will move. We're giving y'all examples.
Exactly. All the possibilities. The possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Nothing gonna be cement, nothing gonna be concrete until the actual trial. You know what I'm saying? Dolph B said, Yella said, that's what I did. That's what I did. Hell nah, let's go, dog.
All right. So lastly,
that's what I did.
So long. I wanted to dive into strategic lane number 4, right? Barnes is the evidence interpreter. And what I wanted to do was tie him as the evidence interpreter. I wanted to tie that into the extraneous evidence document, right?
Right.
So let me pull up that document really quick.
Okay, Faye said Toby Shook isn't any different than these other legal eagles I watch. They never live up to the pretrial hype. Yella's still going to prison. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. His job, the way I look at Toby Shook, especially in this particular case, you know what I'm saying? Just me based on everything I know, everything I think I know as well. The evidence is there. Toby Shook's job is just to put up the best possible fight that he can to create reasonable doubt.
Yep.
At minimum, Yella B's gonna be getting hit with conspiracy, if not the whole goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? But let's go, baby.
Okay, so just to put this into perspective, I wanted to tie this document into strategic lane number 4, right? Barnes is the evidence interpreter. So if y'all notice on this document, it is stamped by the clerk at the top of the right-hand page, right?
Right.
This is the notice of extraneous evidence. And if you look, right, this is what the state has brought into the fold. It seems like to me this is a reply to the motion in limine, right? Now, it may not be. It just feels that way to me. And I'm heavy on the feel, right? So, number 1, this is the state introducing this. Defendant is not truthful, peaceful, or law-abiding. They're talking about Yella Beezy. Number 2, the defendant is known to be violent. Number 3, the defendant is known to surround himself with people of injurious, untruthful, and harmful character. Number 4, the defendant is known to have used firearms. Now check this out. Everything we just went over, right? What did we say the state was trying to do?
Time into their GRC, their infrastructure, their enterprise.
And this right here, this paperwork is laying the foundation.
Exactly.
It's laying the foundation. Number 5, defendant is a known member of the criminal street gang known as Crips. Defendant is also an associate and affiliate of GRC, aka Get Rich Cartel and or get-rich cartel, both during his adult and juvenile life.
Let's go.
Defendant used online media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc. to promote his gang affiliation and gang lifestyle. Defendant also used music to promote his gang affiliation. Number 6. On or about September 30th, 2005, in Dallas County, Texas, defendant committed the criminal offense of assault. So here they are bringing up all the cases.
Dangerous acts.
Dangerous acts, whether he was convicted of them or not. They move on to bring these dangerous acts into the fold. Pay attention to what the state is trying to build here, y'all. They not stupid. They not dumb by far. And Toby Shook ain't either. Okay?
Right.
He's not neither. These are some smart attorneys on this case. Okay? So, as we move to slide number 2, we move forward. We see number 9. On or about November 19th. It keeps going into Yella Beezy's cases. I mean, there's a list of them. Number 12.
The drug cases and all this stuff.
Number 12 is specifically about his case with Rainwater. They're trying to bring that into the fold. Pay attention. All we got to do is pay attention, because the state is painting the picture for. They telling you exactly what they gonna do. That's why it's no longer a time to what am I trying to say? Speculate. Not when it comes to stuff like this, because they've laying the foundation for you.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to show y'all that. We'll get into this in a little bit. I wanted to show y'all that really quick, how they're bringing certain incidents with Yella Beezy, how they're trying to tie him to GRC. I wanted y'all to see that really quick, right? Now,
and they also show, bring it back up one more time.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. I ain't gonna read it to them, but just see that right there. Y'all look at that. They bringing the whole timeline.
Mm-hmm.
The whole timeline, chain of events between HSM, CME, GRC, the whole timeline. Scroll over so they can see it.
What you mean scroll over?
Go to the next slide, I mean.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want them to just get a good visual of it. You did it?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, yeah. See, this the whole timeline, y'all. The whole timeline in here. They got Hector in here. They got Roy Lee in here. They got music in here. They got the whole timeline in here, y'all. We didn't read it like a couple times already on previous lives. So we just want to show y'all that this is a motion of extraneous evidence put in by the state.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get this locked in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, baby. My bad. You cook.
No, you good. So I wanted to deep dive into strategic lane number 4. Barnes is the evidence interpreter. This is where a case either becomes clear and cohesive or collapses under cross, because jurors don't automatically understand why certain social media posts matter, why music lyrics are relevant, why a timeline of shootings matters, why associations across years matters. They need someone to translate relevance. And that's where Barnes becomes dangerous and vulnerable. Let's talk about it.
The interpreter.
So
they got a movie called The Interpreter or something like that.
So we're tying in that document, right?
Mm-hmm.
The notice of extraneous evidence, right? Which is right here, that I just showed y'all from the beginning. The document in this case, it lays out, and I'm gonna go through this one more time. Prior alleged violent conduct, prior firearm offenses, alleged gang affiliation, Crips and GRC, social media promotion of gang identity, a detailed timeline of Feud-related events, music releases tied to conflict, social media posts and interviews, and prior assaults, weapon charges, and drug cases. And most importantly, y'all, it includes a timeline linking events, music, shootings, interviews, and the murder of MO3. This is where evidence interpreter becomes central.
Right. Because again, to a jury, they might not know what the relevance of all this is. You know what I'm saying? To a jury. Now, we know, you know what I'm saying? It's fans, spectators, whatever that's been following this case in this trial, we know. But to a jury that don't know nothing, you need an interpreter.
So what evidence interpreter actually means? Barnes doesn't just authenticate evidence. He explains why it matters, how it connects, what it shows in investigative context. Without interpretation, this document looks like a list of bad acts. With interpretation, it becomes a pattern of escalating conflict.
Let's go.
How the state uses Barnes to interpret this timeline. The timeline in the notice shows shooting events, deaths, music drops, interviews, social media posts, public feud escalation, then Mo3's murder, then post-murder music and activity. On its own, that timeline could look circumstantial, but Barnes can testify to how violent feuds escalate over time, how retaliatory cycles operate, how public messaging and online media amplify street conflicts, why timing of releases and posts can be relevant to the motive. He becomes the bridge between raw data and narrative structure.
All right. He removes the speculation from it.
Correct. So, the legal chess of extraneous evidence. Under Texas rules, as cited in the document, the state can introduce other crimes, other bad acts, gang affiliation, character evidence for limited purposes, prior weapon use, but they cannot introduce it simply to say he's a bad person, so he did this. They must argue it shows motive, intent, knowledge, absence of mistakes, relationship context. That's where Barnes' testimony matters. He must frame extraneous acts as relevant to the feud, not just character assassination.
Right. And also doing it without saying, this is why Yella Beezy did it. All they got to do is just show what they need to show, get him to interpret it, and let the jury do the rest of the thinking.
Facts. So, where Barnes as interpreter becomes most powerful. Let's go through it. We got 5 of them. Explaining the feud timeline, number 1. Connecting online content to real-world events, number 2. Explaining how gang affiliation informs relationships, number 3. Translating coded or symbolic language, number 4. Explaining how organized groups operate in retaliation cycles, number 5. He doesn't just say this happened. He says this fits a pattern, and that is powerful to jurors.
Let's go.
So where does this become risky for the state? The defense will attack this hard. They'll argue, again, music is art, not a confession. Social media is performance, not motive. Prior charges were dismissed. Timeline does not equal proof of murder. This is prejudicial spillover. They'll say, you're convicting him for being affiliated, not for evidence. If Barnes appears to overinterpret lyrics, overinterpret posts, suggest guilt by association, lean too heavily on gang framing, the judge could limit his testimony, sustain objections, instruct jury to disregard. So the real chess battle, the notice of extraneous evidence is a blueprint, but Barnes is the one who animates it. Without him, it's just a document listing prior events. With him, it becomes a structured narrative of long-term hostility culminating in murder. That's the difference.
Let's go. Let's motherfucking go.
So
and you already see with their motion and limine that they are already trying to prevent some of this stuff from coming in. You know what I'm saying? The music is just art and all of this stuff.
And what does that tell you? A motion in limine suggests we're scared of it. We're scared of that evidence.
Right. Basically.
So how this could play out in trial. Scenario A, state uses Barnes to walk the timeline. Display the timeline chart. Introduce music releases. Introduce interviews. Introduce shootings. Introduce gang affiliation evidence. Barnes explains escalation. The jury sees the pattern. Scenario B, defense counters aggressively. The defense cross-examines. You're not a music expert, correct? You don't know artistic intent. You can't say this lyric refers to this event. None of these prior dismissed cases resulted in convictions, correct? They aim to turn interpretation into speculation. So keep in mind, and then we'll get to the bottom line, right? Raw evidence is neutral. It's the interpretation that gives the power. Detective Barnes isn't just bringing facts, baby. He's bringing meaning. And guess what this means? When the state filed that notice of extraneous evidence, they weren't just listing past acts. They're building that motive architecture. And Barnes is the architect who explains why them bricks fit.
He's the glue. Like Justice Fate said earlier on in the show, he's the glue.
So the bottom line,
Barnes' job is to take that list of evidence, right, or whatever evidence, whether it's the phone records or the list of events, take that from speculation to giving it from what they call it circumstantial. His job is take it from circumstantial to raw with a meaning. The defense on the other end is to take it from circumstantial to speculation. Take his interpretation and make it speculation.
So the bottom line, y'all, Barnes as evidence interpreter makes circumstantial evidence cohesive, turns timeline into motive, connects social media to escalation, frames affiliation as structure. But if he overreaches, the defense will argue Detective Barnes isn't interpreting evidence, he's narrating a story. And in criminal trials, narration is dangerous, if not tightly grounded. And there go y'all legal chess, y'all. But before we get to the end, y'all know I always have to create a visual for the audience, because if you like me and you're a visual learner and you just want to put it all together, here it is. So on the left, we have the notice of extraneous evidence, right? We got the notice of extraneous evidence on the left, and then we got the Feud timeline on the right. So the notice of extraneous evidence is not to prove character, but to show motive. It's not allowed for he's a bad person or his criminal personality or guilt by association. It is strictly allowed for motive, intent, relationship, context of a feud, and show pattern of behavior. What the state is trying to introduce is at the bottom of that. Prior firearm use, alleged gang affiliation, GRC and the Crips, prior violence, social media posts, and the Feud timeline history. Not about who you are, but what your past explains. So that is the point of the notice of extraneous evidence. On the right side, we got the Feud timeline, pattern or coincidence. And y'all see the different Feud timelines. And I'm not going to go through them because I don't want to keep y'all lying. I don't want to keep y'all, online. And the how it escalated to retaliation and later to violence. And then you have post-murder where you see certain things happen, right? So question, is it pattern or coincidence?
Let's go.
So
let's go. And there go y'all legal. There you go. You gotta make sure you say it, baby. There go y'all legal chance, y'all.
Yes, indeed. There go y'all.
So Detective Barnes, man, he have a job on his hands in this MO3 trial. Job which I'm pretty sure he's well equipped for. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel, again, the only person that I feel shaky about is Trap Boy Freddy. I feel like Detective Barnes is well equipped. You know what I'm saying? He's y'all can look him up on YouTube. He most definitely testified in a lot of trials before in this position. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna bring one of those, one of his testimonies, but they like hours and something long or whatever. So y'all just do y'all research, see how he give it up on the stand. You know what I'm saying? As a expert, as an expert witness or whatever you want to call him. But he's well equipped for it, y'all. He's well equipped for it. You know
20 years equipped.
Let's go. We're down there a decade or more of being involved in investigating everybody that's attached to this trial. We're talking about Trap Boy Freddy, GRC, HSM. He know what the hell going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's my prediction that just like any game you play, not saying this trial is a game, but you know what I'm saying, you kind of got to play it like it. You're gonna have to give up some things to get an overall point across. So it'll behoove, you know what I'm saying? Or it'll be in the states. It'll be how the bullshit. It'll be in the states and Detective Barnes' best interest to like some of the things that he probably know for a fact in his own mind to be true, just to be like, nah, that was just that. But this is this, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to overreach, or you don't even want to, because he might not even appear to be, he might not even be overreaching, but to the jury or to the defense might try to make it paint him as if he's overreaching. So some things I could predict that he, even though he know it to be like, say for instance, a song, right? He may be like, oh, they're just a song, they was beefing, whatever the case may be. You know, give up something for the bigger overall goal, which is to paint the narrative. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make everything look like something. You know what I'm saying? Give up a little bit to gain a whole lot. That's how I would play it. You know what I'm saying? If need be. If need be. Because I don't want nobody to think I'm overreaching. Nobody think, you know what I'm saying, nothing is none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I give up a couple things and highlight the main things. He said, remember, Yella is not a real street nigga, but Trap Boy is. And he wasn't going to let his friends get hit and not him hit back. Hey, son, I agree with it. I agree with it. But where we stand as of right now, you know what I'm saying? February 20th, Trap Boy Freddy is not indicted, man. You know what I'm saying? Trap Boy Freddy is not indicted, and he's still subpoenaed to testify. You know what I'm saying? Now, Trap Boy Freddy did, it is some new paperwork that came out in that forfeiture case. Baby, do you have that paperwork?
I believe so. Let me find it real quick. But yeah, I think so. 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Okay. Yella handled it wrong and got caught. Now he gonna pay for his crime. Now that's facts. Baby, Kimberly said check your Instagram when you get a chance.
Okay, I'll check it.
Yeah, we're gonna show y'all this, then we're gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because almost 9 o'clock. Y'all, this has been a very busy week for us. You know what I'm saying? New endeavors, new real life endeavors, man. You know what I'm saying? New real life endeavors. Baby, gearing up to start nursing school. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my black smash in school. You know what I'm saying? Surrounded by working and all of this. So a lot of this stuff, y'all, a lot of these updates and stuff like that, like we really ain't had the chance to bring it to y'all like we would want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby, I don't have it uploaded in on my computer, so I can't pull it up. But we'll get it for him. I will get it for him.
Okay. But what was that though? So brief. It was the state's the judge filed paperwork
for a prosecution to dismiss it for a prosecution. Mm-hmm.
Right. So basically, the judge, it's some new paperwork in Trap Boys Freddy forfeiture case. Y'all look in the docket and go find it. But basically, the judge is telling the prosecutors, look, y'all don't look like y'all pressing this issue. And what we talking about the forfeiture case on Trap Boy Freddy when they trying to get their $25,000 from him, saying that it's related to drug money, money laundering, and all of that stuff, right? Which is very federal. And the judge basically is telling the prosecutors, look, it don't look like y'all pressing this issue hard, man. So if y'all don't choose to proceed with this, I forgot the date they gave them, but they gave them March something. It's a date in March. We're gonna dismiss this. So what that tells us is the prosecutor really ain't pressing this. Why is the prosecution not pressing this? Leverage, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Leverage. Yep. It's leverage. You know what I'm saying? We might bring that episode to y'all next week. You know what I'm saying? We might bring that episode to y'all next week. Let's go, Mahir. You need to start going live early sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, you need to start going live early sometimes, Mahir. Goddamn, boy. You be up them late nights.
Josh send it to you. He won't maybe that song.
He said, CB, don't forget. Yeah. All right, I ain't gotta send it to him. He want us to play it on the way out. We can play it on the way out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play it on the way out. 227 likes, man. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. He said, Josh, fuck school, come work for me, but you gotta know how to beat the pot. Hell no. Hell, allegedly, Detective Barnes might be watching. Nah, just bullshit. Hell no. It's over with for that. I'm a legit lame, man. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to be a legit lame, man. I got about one more legal thing to get out my way, and I promise you, I'll be a full-time lame. On God. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a full-time lame, man. But salute to everybody in the building, man. We got more dope Legal Chess episodes, man. I promise y'all. We got some more dope Legal Chess episodes coming up. Don't forget, we will be watching Hip Hop Homicides. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. We will be watching Hip Hop Homicides tomorrow on Twitch. Please, if you haven't followed my Twitch, go follow me on Twitch. We will be watching Hip Hop Homicides, man. You know what I'm saying? We will be watching the MO3 Hip Hop Homicides, and we'll drop the link after. You know what I'm saying? I might have to start it at 6. You know what I'm saying? Never 6 or 7 o'clock. I'll go live on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'll go live on YouTube to you know what I'm saying, gather everybody up or have the case may be, and we'll move over there. You know, we'll move over to Twitch. So tomorrow, around 6 or 7 o'clock, we're gonna watch Hip Hop Homicides. Again, I own it. So like we watched when we watched what's that movie we watched last time? Triple D Revenge. I watched it on Tubi and it had ads all going through it. It ain't gonna be the case. Now you would probably have to worry about the Twitch ads. Now, if you want to bypass the Twitch ads, I suggest you buy a membership / subscription over there. You know what I'm saying? And you won't have to worry about the ads and nothing like that over there on Twitch. But as far as like the actual documentary, I own it. You know what I'm saying? I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So it won't, baby, you. What you get?
He said, hi, Josh. He said, why you not listening to him?
What's up, Big Chose? My bad. I'm over here doing the live. Big Chose, what's up, man? Why he ain't listening to me? Broccoli. Salute to Big Chose, man.
I don't like broccoli.
Now he don't like broccoli. When your mama asks you about that boo-boo. Salute to Big Chose, man. That is a smart young man right there, man. A smart young man, man. God bless Big Chose, man. And Selma. You feel me? Yeah, man. But look, we finna get up out of here, though, man. We at the 3-hour mark. Like I said, man, more dope Legal Chess episodes to come next week. You know what I'm saying? Never know what new trial we might throw into the fold, man. Never know what new trial. I've been heavy. Look, y'all. I've been doing my research. I'm a little late to the party, but I've been heavy on this Epstein information. So even if CB with me or not, yes, because CB might not be with me, but y'all gonna get an Epstein live out of me. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? I've been heavy on this Epstein information, man. I didn't heard this nigga been eating beef jerky made out of human remains, all types of shit. Like it's crazy. But I specifically want to talk about what it relates to our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jay-Z's of the world and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So be expecting an Epstein live from me very, very soon. Very soon, man. But tomorrow, Mo3 Hip Hop Homicides on Twitch, man. Y'all come join us. You know what I'm saying? That is my way of giving back. Ain't gonna be too much heavy cutting. We just gonna be kicking back, chilling. So bring your popcorn, bring your good energy, and this we gonna do tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? Start the weekend off right. And you know what I'm saying? So for Sunday, we'll be on room 901, man. We'll be having church Sunday. Takeover Sunday, we'll be at room 901, man. So look, man, if you need a church home, you know what I'm saying? If you one of them people that's like me, you know what I'm saying, not too big on going to these churches, whatever, getting judged and looked at crazy, man, come join us, man. You know what I'm saying? Come join us. Room 901, we do it once a month over here on this channel. You know what I'm saying? So we will be here Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So look, Saturday on Twitch, turn back around Sunday morning, church room 901. That's how we gonna thug it, man. That's how we gonna thug it, man. But look, I love y'all. I appreciate everybody that showed love, man. Everybody that showed love. Everybody help us complete that goal. And we down there completed another one, man. Ja came through with a 50 piece. So there's basically one goal. You know what I'm saying? So y'all did y'all thing, man. Everybody, man, y'all did y'all thing. Salute to the generals and the generates, aka my moderators. Y'all the best. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta worry about a thing when y'all in that chat. Man, salute to y'all, man. We finna get up out of here though, man, because I'm hungry, man. Let me play this for my boy. You know what I'm saying? Play this for my boy Adam, man.
No, Adam.
Look, man, y'all already know though, man. We're gonna leave this bitch the same way we came in. Every time. Even in a room full of 100 haters. 100 haters. Because if you hear somebody talking bad about Josh, talking like they don't like Josh, just ask yourself, what did Josh do to this person? Because some of y'all be around the sector. Some of y'all be here. Man, we don't talk about nobody but Mo3 and whichever other content we want to present. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear anybody bad talking room 901, legal chess, the Mo3 content, or Josh, just ask yourself, what's really the problem? What is really the problem? But we ain't worried about it, man, because even in a room full of 100 haters, we ain't going to change. We ain't going to waver, man. We're going to always remain some real ones, man. So be real with yourself and be real with those that is real to you, man. And stay prayed up. Keep God first in y'all life, man, as always. And y'all already know, man, we're going to see y'all on the turnaround, man. Long live Mo3. Hit the like button on your way out if you didn't. And go check out that Dolph, man, on members only, man. If you a member, go check out that Dolph live we did, man. Super dope legal chess surrounding Dolph. We gonna see y'all tomorrow, man. Love y'all, man. God bless y'all.